Thanks for having us.
Shut up.
You love to see it. You really do love to see it. Just thanks for having us, and shut up in the middle of the intro. I really should have muted you. I really should have muted you guys, but let's go. That was perfect. That's exactly the level of scuff that we desire. All right, so hello and welcome to the second episode of the Gamer Caper. This show is where I cruelly pit friends, coworkers, and basically whatever collection of random white boys I can find together in games of deceit, wit, and random fucking guessing. Today, we are lucky enough to be joined by the most recognizable faces from both the Overwatch League broadcast as well as the Rainbow Six esports broadcasts. For the purposes of the games, I will be splitting these guys up, though. So above me, we have Team Sideshow. I should say that this used to be Team Color and Team Play-by-Play, and then Brent dropped out. And so now these have
that's so out of character for him.
And that's now been renamed into Team Sideshow and Team Reinforce, so you can thank Brent for that one.
Wait, you haven't heard Johnny do play-by-play in Tiny Overwatch?
Yeah.
That was lit.
Dude, that was lit. Honestly, I should have kept the team.
I'm pretty sure that's analysis.
This is disrespect. All right, so above me we have Team Sideshow. Their captain, Sideshow, is a color caster and analyst whose work is often more narrative-driven instead of data-driven, which is why he ignores all the data that suggests that he's a problem when he's queuing ranked with his friends.
There is no data.
It's very true.
The win rates don't lie. The win rates don't lie.
The data he looks at is his bank account.
Right. On his team is KiXSTAR, easily the most authoritative caster in Siege and one of the most well-respected figures in all of esports. You can tell he's well-respected because he looks like that, and yet KiXSTAR hair is not his first autocomplete search result on Google. It's not. People love him. And on Sideshow's other side is Matt and MrX Morello. Usually New Yorkers have a rough time adjusting to Southern California lifestyle, but Matt hasn't left his apartment in 8 years, so he can't tell the difference.
Very good point. I trained for quarantine.
Yeah, you really did. You really, really did. Below me, we have Team Reinforce. Last episode, I introduced Johnny at the very end as an afterthought, but this time around, he's a team captain, so I can't disrespect him like that. Although being team captain never stopped Overwatch League scouts from ignoring his work on Misfits and Rogue in 2017.
I feel like we gotta retire my player jokes at this point. At
this point,
viewers
you
won't
should
even
just
get it.
You should just say that wasn't you. You should just say it was a different person that played.
That's why he's growing the mustache, to try and develop this alternate alien.
Pretend it wasn't
me, I swear.
On Team Reinforce is the hilarious Parker Interro Mackay. Parker is quite proud of his Canadian heritage, which would be adorable if anyone knew what Canadian heritage even is. You guys know things like a potato dish and some ice hockey. I don't know.
Maple
syrup,
syrup,
all
right?
We've got going on. Yeah.
The Raptors.
Also on Johnny's team is Mitch Uber Leslie, which coincidentally is what his partner Ashley says to him when they want to go home from a party. Mitch, Uber, let's leave. No?
God, that is a stretch. That is a stretch.
I was really proud of that one. I was really proud of that.
It is true, though. I mean,
Mitch,
I
Uber,
won't
let's
lie.
leave. I don't know what to tell you.
Yeah,
I like it for the record.
I have this complex of wanting to be the last one at the party, so that is exactly. That's
That's weird. I have a complex of being the first one to leave the party.
You never arrive at the party,
not my
mate.
best work. But we'll see. All right, so let's get into the games. I also just realized.
Can I just say, sorry, before you start,
Just
that
gonna interrupt.
Gran is currently, I'm just interrupting, but I don't want to interrupt in the middle of the show, but well, I guess I did anyway. But Bren abandoned the show to currently play Wrecking Ball 5 vs 6 on Temple of Anubis.
Is that what he's
this
doing?
is priorities straight.
Wait, what?
I mean,
So we should get into the games. This one is a little scuffed, not gonna lie, because I was blue screening about 40 minutes before we started, like 4 or 5 times. Barely managed to pull through. Thankfully, preparation. So this first game is called This Guy Kinda Sus. The teams take turns to read out statements that I give them. 2 of them will read out a lie, and 1 of them will read out the truth. The other team then gets a few minutes to ask as many questions as they can. They'll poke, prod, interrogate, and mock the lying team. Whenever I feel like they should reach their decision, I will ask them to choose which player they think is telling the truth. If they get it right, they get points. Chat will also vote on which player they think is telling the truth, and if they get it right and you don't, you get negative points. So, for round 1, we'll have Team Sideshow go first. I will DM you individually the statements that you'll be reading out, whether they are truths or lies. Do not let on, please. Josh, there's yours. Michael, there's yours. And Matt, there is yours. So, would you like to read yours out first, Josh?
I would absolutely love to. I have a 3-step plan for drying myself after I shower.
Interesting. And Matt?
The only thing I went to save from Hurricane Sandy was my lucky Xbox controller.
Wonderful. Wonderful. Very good. And KiXSTAR?
Before I try streaming a new game, I play off stream to secretly check if I'm naturally good at it first. If I'm not immediately great, I never stream it and never tell anyone about it.
Very cool.
Wow.
Very cool. So you guys have time to discuss. Last time we ran really long, and so instead of trying to cut this short, I've just made the format so that you guys can run long. So by all means, poke, prod, interrogate, ask them questions, team reinforce. Try to get to the bottom of which one of these 3 people is telling the truth.
All right.
Do we think that Josh is such a systematic person that he would... Okay, so this motherfucker will literally shave into his head whatever the highest bidder decides, but he will actually be so systematic in how he dries himself. I wouldn't be surprised if Josh flung himself out of a window to dry himself, mate.
That is not
would
one of
be
the
on
steps.
I'll live with
That
him.
is not one of the
Does
steps.
Does not do
That's
that.
a lot
No.
of aggression there.
No.
Wouldn't you want to know what they are?
Yeah, there we go, Josh. Go on, give us your 3-step plan for drying yourself.
Well, I think, before I tell you the 3 steps, maybe I should tell you something else about
up
them.
and to the fucking left as well, you dodgy bastard.
Okay, wait. The 3 steps are, I go into the shower, I get wet, and as I come out, I begin the 3 steps. The first step is...
You can't pull this shit on me, bro. Like, maybe it works on the Timmies in your chat, bro, but you're just making shit up as you go now.
The first step is that when I get out of the shower, I raise and lower myself on my toes over and over again in like a bit of a jiggly motion, right?
Just to work your calves a little bit.
In order to get the water to run off my body.
Okay.
Because that takes most of the excess water off. The second step is to then slick the water off. So a bit of a jiggle first, and then slick the water off.
Yeah.
And then the third step is to shake. Is to shake and towel.
Show me the shake.
Yeah, sure.
movement.
You want a demonstration?
Yeah.
All right, he's jumping. All right.
Oh, no.
That would definitely get the water off.
Wait.
The titty jiggle.
2 syllables. Okay, washboard. No. Ski pant. No. All right. Third word is.
Oh my
He's
gosh.
forgotten about it.
Not the traits. There we go. And there it is.
Like, what are you doing?
Remembered last second.
There we go.
RV
So what was
Yeah.
the inspiration for this, Josh? How did this come about?
The inspiration was, that's the weird part, honestly. The inspiration was that I was friends with somebody in the TF2 community who once mentioned that he had a 3-step drying process for when he came out of the shower. And the way he described it made it seem really attractive, like it would work on a regular basis, because no one enjoys having a completely drenched towel. Like you should get most of the water off before you start toweling. So this 3-step drying process is before you apply the towel in order to make sure that it doesn't get completely wet.
I'm so
That's what a
glad that
towel
we
is
experienced.
for, though. What are you protecting
No, hold
it
on.
from?
You said you do this after
he's
you
trying to
step out of the
spare
shower,
the
so you're
towel,
just
the
doing this in the
curse of
middle of your
witness.
floor.
I'm doing this on the bath mat. Yeah, on the bath. The bath
You're
mat
just spraying,
does
you're
get
just shaking water like a dog
It's like a
all
dog.
over your bathroom. before you
A
even
little
touch
bit.
a towel.
Oh,
And we're
okay,
supposed to
fine.
a
say-
I've
little
heard
bit,
enough
yes.
from you, bro. You sus af. You sus
Cool,
af.
cool.
What does Beth think of this?
That's a great question. That's a great question.
I don't believe any human being has ever seen me really do this. I don't do it on a... I mean, I do it every single time I shower. I adhere to it religiously. But I also don't frequently have the shower door open and come out in all of my glorious nakedness and start doing weird shimmies around the bathroom.
Dude, you're fucking
I'm just-
jumping. People would hear that.
Okay, you've misunderstood.
Calling
It's not
it
a
fat.
jump. It's raising and
jumps up, he's
lowering
like,
on the balls of my feet.
saw
Thanks for
you
the tier one.
jumping.
Thanks for the tier one. Thanks for the tier one. Every fucking morning to work yourself up, bro. I like it.
All right, so I want to know from KiXSTAR, what are some of the games that you decided not to stream because you were too shit at them?
Mostly like 4X games, to be honest. You know, you start
Okay.
playing them and you're like, okay, I got the basics down. I can figure out how to start, you know, making some economy build up, but it just, I can't figure out the long game plan with 4X games, so I kind of give up on them usually.
You seem way too astute for that. I don't know if I believe that, Parker. At least you actually know Kix. So
I have some expertise. I mean, but he streams and plays the weirdest games. Like, I'll just tune in and he's playing some random Warhammer game that he'll play twice and then I'll never see him play it again. Or he'll stream Stellaris with no face cam for 10 hours and then
That's
won't
what I
play it
do.
again for
Like
7
Stellaris.
months.
It's the time, you know, it's the time commitment. You have to put in a lot to learn how to play them generally, like in the long term. You know, you pick up an FPS and figure out the little details and you move on. But with, you know, with 4X games, I feel like I have to put too much into it. So
Is it only 4X games?
not only 4X games, also simulation games, like, you know, those ones where you
Those are
are
bitch.
cooking and stuff, or if you're driving a tractor. I
Those are
yep,
bitch.
yep.
Do you have a driver's
You're a
license?
I can't-
Farming
Those are
simulator,
games.
yeah, I'm, you know.
yeah, apparently those are games. Also phone games. Yeah.
I mean,
I don't like phone games.
I've heard you talk for half a minute, and I know you're smarter than me, but I will spend 40 hours playing Stellaris. So I really don't. I can't see how you would not play games like that. You just seem too
Stellaris
clever.
is the one exception because it's just bright lights, and I think I like that.
That's not
enjoy
why
it.
you like Stellaris.
No, it's
Absolutely
the bright
not why
lights
you like Stellaris.
makes me go ooh.
I will say I've never heard you talk about games that you've tried once and then never revisited. You're usually very strict about
Well, that's
not
the
playing
point,
games
Parker.
unless you do a lot of research.
That's the point. No one should know. No one should ever
You don't
know.
even
It's
tell
my
me in
dark
casual
secret.
conversation.
Now.
Well, that is the point. Yeah, I had to think a long time about like what you might not know, and all of my dark hidden games. Those are the
Do
ones.
you even really know Kix, Parker?
It
At
all
all?
comes out.
I'm starting to doubt it. Am I being gaslit right now?
You definitely, most certainly are. I've done this with some of my friends before, and one of my friends found out that his roommate, who he lived with for like 3 years, only had one kidney, and he didn't know until the day we played. So there you go. You never know.
Okay,
Just finding that you
Think
get this
them out.
but
information.
I have both
So-
kidneys.
The fact is that
the
Kix
record.
will
Nice.
play a game off stream first to find out if it's something that he's going to have an aptitude for. So I mean, maybe that in itself is believable. I think maybe this whole not understanding 4X games is a red herring because I think that's nonsense. But
It's just time. It's the time commitment.
Alright,
You know,
well-
you have to put in a lot.
Would you guys like to move on then?
yes,
Wow,
let's
wow,
move on
wow.
to Easy Mac.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Mac Morella. One person left to interrogate.
Bitch, you want to take it away?
Okay,
This is
first of all,
easy peasy.
when was the last time you played? How often do you play console games, Matt?
No, I mean,
Nowadays.
well, at the time when Hurricane Sandy was going on, I was playing a lot of COD.
where
that was, like,
were you
years
based
ago.
during Hurricane Sandy?
Long Island at my parents.
Okay, you were still in New York.
Yeah.
So you can confirm. I love interrogating you. You can confirm that you were there when the hurricane occurred, right?
Yes, I was there when the hurricane occurred. Yes.
Yeah. You're just vapid enough to grab your controller. I think that is actually. I think
Well,
that's,
but
that
yeah,
is-
I mean, the thing is like, so I mean, you're probably not aware, but like for consoles, you needed like a scuff, and
Yep.
I would travel to locals, and then I remember getting back and just kind of bunkering down. And then I went to go play, and I had just like the basic controller, so I went outside in the hurricane to my car and grabbed my bag and got my stuff.
Was it a
What year
scuff
was
controller?
Hurricane Sandy, Matt? Okay,
Yeah.
let's fact check this. What year was
What?
it?
Oh, I have
What
no
year
idea
was
what
Hurricane
fucking year it was. Do you know what year Hurricane Sandy was?
Yeah, 2012.
Did you just look it up?
Yeah.
I mean, Matt, you were literally there, bro. You cannot remember what year it was, man. You're not that
No,
old,
I
can't
bro.
confirm it
Bro,
was
I'm
2012.
32, bro. I don't remember what year it was.
I
doesn't remember
I'm
anything.
old enough to where I don't even really remember the day.
Man, all this substance abuse at Codlands has fucking addled your brain, bro. I don't see how hard it would be. It's like 10 years back, mate.
Yeah, it's
I
a long
believe it.
time.
Not even 10.
I believe it. Matt's priorities never have made sense to me. You know?
Yeah.
They've never made sense to me. So
He's
I
probably-
think that...
No. I don't know if I believe Matt on this one. It
You
seems... No, because it seems like something that would be made up for Matt. You know? Like, that's his brand.
Yeah,
That's
it's
what
too
we
perfect.
would like
It's
to
too
think.
perfect. That's true.
I would say like something like Reads the Economist Monthly would be made up for Matt.
Oh yeah, for sure. Yeah, that would be made up.
Because here's the thing, right? Like, obviously, I don't believe Josh at all. So one of them is true, right? One of them is true, yeah. I get the feeling that Kix just plays a ton of random stuff on stream, so I don't actually know if he has like a really stringent requirement for what it is that he actually chooses to play. So I think it could be Matt is. Wait, one is true, right? Yeah. So I
Yeah.
think Matt's the true one.
Josh's is 100% nonsense. Like, I think we can all agree.
No,
The
we
man
cannot
does not
agree.
do
We
Pilates
cannot
the moment
agree.
he exits the shower. It does not happen.
Because Josh is telling the truth.
You think Josh is serious?
Yes.
You think Josh has a 3-step shower
I think
routine
our
that he
captain is
had to
addled.
spend 5 minutes stalling before he could tell us what he did?
Mm-hmm.
He made it all up on the spot. And you think he's...
No,
Johnny,
seriously,
you might be
well-
over-engineering this slightly, I think.
Am I right? Well, the other thing is that Johnny, by virtue of being your team captain, does get the final say. but
Yeah,
he
I
should
know he
listen
does.
to you.
Oh, no.
He should
Practically.
listen to you by all rights. But he
This
can be.
There's so much disruption.
He can be a
So
bit of a
let me-
bastard.
Let me hear you out. You two would pick Matt as grabbing his Xbox controller during Hurricane Sandy from his car. That was his first priority. That was the only thing he grabbed. You two would pick that. Because I think we can all agree that KiXSTAR is lying here.
I think
Well-
from what I know of him, I would be very surprised because Kix doesn't really talk about playing a lot of stuff off stream. And unless he just omits to me, and I mean, we're friends on Steam, so I can see what he plays. And he's almost never in a game that he's not streaming.
Okay.
So I'd be very
Maybe
surprised
he's
if
just
his
good
is
at
true.
everything.
Be very
Think of
surprised if
that
his
one?
is true.
All right.
I
So,
refuse to
okay.
believe that Josh does aerobics while
Okay, so here's the
soaking
thing.
wet.
Josh is
I
currently
refuse.
shitting his pants because actually was his roommate for 2 years. So it just so
I
happens.
don't believe you've ever seen me shower. I don't think you have any inside
how do you
information.
know that,
That
big boy?
close?
How do you know
True,
that, Josh?
actually.
How do you know
True.
that? You had the public bathroom after all in our past apartment, so you
I
know,
did actually.
Just saying. No, but you know it makes the show slightly boring. But Josh is actually very proud of this, and it just so happens that I took after him on this very approach, and I do it too.
Okay, Johnny,
And I do
what?
it too.
The wiggle dance.
No way. No fucking way.
I forgot I didn't told you anything about that.
Oh, no.
You do as what?
Honestly, next time I'm just picking your
He
life for
spoke
you.
about this, and
I
then
went for-
Jake actually agreed, and Jake said that he has a similar system.
I'm sorry, are you trying to tell me you know that Josh is telling the truth? That this is actually a real thing?
I'm so sorry, Team Sideshow. Your captain has thrown.
Oh, I've thrown the game.
What? Wait, you actually do that?
Yeah, I do that. Yeah.
And it's
Well,
spread.
made
It's
it- no
spread
need
through
to
the
run the
house.
chat poll.
It's not even
You
just that he did it.
That's round
Yeah.
one down the drain. Jesus.
Yeah.
Does Beth know you do that?
No, I don't
my
think so.
God.
I didn't think I had shared it with anybody, but apparently I have.
Next time I'm picking your life for you. I've gone through your
No,
YouTube
I mean,
channel.
if
There's some
Johnny
fucking
didn't have
500
intimate
viewer
knowledge,
stories.
We were
Then-
boned, Mitch. We did not think it was Josh.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Sorry, Josh.
Okay, I need to
You
ask
know,
though, Josh, the little thing you did, is that truthful or did you just make all
You
that up
looked
just to throw us
half-hearted,
off?
honestly.
Oh no, 100%. That is what I do. It's a 3-step routine that I adhere to every single time I shower, and I learned it from a guy in the TF2 community who posted it on a forum back in like 2014.
forum?
Yeah.
Forum post.
I never met the guy.
You are so good,
Wait,
by the
what?
way, at pretending to be sheepish. Like, you looked sheepish the
Yeah.
entire time that you did
This
that pantomime. I was like,
swear to God. Next
I
time I'm
was so
picking a
confident.
500 viewer YouTube story from his channel. You're not allowed to pick your own lies anymore. I'm sorry.
I need the whole game show to get over this one.
Yeah,
him.
all right,
on that.
all right. So I'm gonna give Team Reinforce the points for that one. Good
You
job.
hate to see it.
Thanks,
Hate
Johnny.
to see it. Of course, anytime.
Good job for honestly, Kix. I think you did really well. That was a tough lie I gave you there. Thanks for sticking through it. Mr. X, honestly, the fact that they
Mine was
believed
somewhat
you,
believable.
honestly.
Yeah.
Also, it wasn't like I think
That was so dumb.
Ashley was saying in chat that it wasn't like a huge emergency for people who were living further inland in Long Island. So like, I think what you were actually
Right.
doing during Hurricane Sandy, what you told me in chat in DMs.
Yeah, I
was
went
you were
out
getting-
for coffee during
Yeah.
Hurricane Sandy. Well, not like dirt. Like it's so basically, the hurricane had happened. It was like 6 a.m. and I decided to just drive over like the power lines and stuff to go to a Dunkin' Donuts to get coffee.
There you go.
when you say over the power lines, you mean literally like over
Yeah, like
down
trees were
power lines,
collapsed and
right?
stuff. Yeah, and I like it basically took me like 30 minutes to get there, but I made it happen.
Good for you, buddy. Just power through. All right. The joke I had
Look,
for
you
that
need
one.
coffee, yeah.
The joke I had for that one was that yes, Josh has a three-step plan for drying himself after he showers. He also likes to keep his head wrapped warm inside a towel in case it hatches. Time for round two. Time for round two. I'm gonna be DMing you guys your statements now. Team Reinforce. So, whoops.
God, I can't believe I threw that.
You.
I mean, we all can believe it. Yeah,
I didn't
we all
believe
can
you
kinda
for
believe
a
it. Yeah.
second.
Yours,
Like, no
Johnny?
way did I believe you.
Yeah.
That is yours, Uber. And that is yours, Parker. Johnny, would you like to read yours out first? Oh, I can't send you
Me?
a message, Parker. I need to add you as a friend.
We'll do that.
Did you want me to start?
Yep.
You would be
Alright,
Johnny. Yep.
So, sorry, there's a lot going on. You know, I have to pay attention to everyone, okay? My ears can only take up so much information.
Sure.
So, back when I lived in Sweden, some of you know that I did used to live with Too Good when he ran the Good Studio. He also developed the Diabolical, huge success, go buy the game, all that good stuff. But one night, I got really drunk in a party we had at the house. And I actually puked a few times and I had to be escorted
You can
back to
save
my
the story
bed.
for when they interrogate
And-
you and actually just say the statement.
Sure,
That's fine
but
too.
I'm trying. Okay.
Yeah, you gotta make them dig it out of you, big
Yeah,
fella.
we're supposed
reason
to
it
like,
is-
yeah, what?
The reason it is brief
No way
is so
you're
that they
willingly
can
giving it up,
force
man.
these
Come on.
details out of you.
I'm
Yeah,
getting
tell
to
us what you
it.
did for your birthday that year as well.
Alright,
Like,
pretty
fucking hell.
Weird to just say. It would have been pretty weird to just say
That's
it
the
like
point.
straight out. So I
Yeah,
have to get some
it is-
context.
Yeah, it is
to-
weird. You're
oh,
right.
okay.
It is
So-
weird. They're all
Yes.
weird.
So
Spoiler alert.
true.
Johnny'd be terrible at blind dates. He'd just
did
be
a bunch
like-
of puking, you know, as you do, you know,
Sure,
get it out
sure,
of my
sure,
system, try to
yes.
feel better the next day. But the most
just
important
tell us what the
detail
fuck
here was
happened?
that I was. Okay, so
Here it is.
I don't
Can
even
mute
know
Matt
what
on
it is
Discord?
yet.
Can I mute
Nobody
Matt on
knows.
Discord? So what happened was,
Just skip
I had to go to
interrogating
bed.
him.
I had to go to bed, but someone had to take care of me. So Too Good actually took me to bed and just sang me a song to go to bed, like a small child, and tucked me in, and made sure I was okay in bed and let me go to sleep.
There it is.
So your little statement
the
says,
fact?
Too Good
What's the
took
fact?
me to bed and sang a lullaby to me.
Yes.
Yeah.
He
His
tucked me
statement
to
was
bed like a child.
Yeah, that was
Like
the
I was the
last
child,
5
rather.
words that Johnny said was his actual statement. So
Okay.
just basically skip interrogating him. You've gotten all the details already. There's no need for more.
Yo,
That
what's
whole
up?
part of
What?
the game, just throw it out the window. There's no point.
Yeah, I don't. Do I even need to know anything more about like
I-
what would have happened? Like, I don't know. Like, oh hey, Johnny, what day?
question.
What
What
day
was
did
the
this occur
humidity
on?
level? Yeah, right.
It was in the summer. It was in July
Alright,
because it was
alright.
after my birthday sometime.
Uber, would you like to read your statement out next?
Yeah, first of all, I'm just going to appreciate the fact that me and Parker both have just measuring tapes at our desks for fucking God knows what reason. I don't know why.
All right.
Anyway,
yeah.
Thanks.
so
for
mine
that.
is
Mitch,
that-
I don't even think that's big enough to measure your ego anyway.
And there it is.
mine is that I have a crippling phobia of cotton balls.
Okay.
All right, and Parker?
Mine is, for one day, I secretly tried to get my good friend King George's Twitch account banned as a joke.
All right.
Okay, hold on. I know. All right. I know. God, is it Mitch or not? I know somebody who's like afraid of cotton balls, and it might be Mitch, and he may have told me, and I may have just forgot it's him.
Can you imagine? Can you imagine?
Just back to back
I
rounds.
know somebody though.
Why would I divulge such personal information to one such as yourself? You actually keep
Because
your
we talk
cards
about the
closer to-
dumbest shit all the time.
Can
Where I
Okay,
feel like that came
I
up
want
at
to
some
start this in a
point.
logical. I want to start this at the beginning, though. I want to continue interrogating Jonathan because he provided some details of this story, but I want to know why on earth. I've had to put my friends to bed before after they've been too drunk. I have never sat down with them and sang them a lullaby. What about the dynamic?
You shake to fucking get dry. I don't think you can fucking talk about people who sing when they go to bed.
What about the dynamic between you and Too Good meant that he thought he needed to sing you a lullaby?
Is that a seniority
Send you to
thing,
bed.
or
I mean, this story has only been told to me secondhand because obviously I was so drunk in the occasion that I can't really
Right.
remember. But according to him, I was like a bit of a mess, and I asked him to sing me a lullaby to go to sleep, and so he took
How do
me
you know
in like
he
a
wasn't
child.
fucking with you and like he never actually did it? And the whole thing is a lie.
Because I trust his word.
Well,
Okay.
I mean, the first time I met
why would
Too Good,
he
he was
make
passed
that
out
up
while
to
I was
begin
casting
with?
with him. So
'Cause it'd be
that's
funny.
like I know Too Good is pretty out there. My first cast was literally a solo cast with him sleeping on the same couch at Takeover.
What did he sing?
Gosh,
Yeah.
I can't remember. I can't remember that.
Was it in Swedish?
No, of course not. It was not in Swedish. No. It
How'd
was
you
on-
understand it then?
He just told me that
Yeah, well, that wraps that case up.
Yeah,
doesn't it?
there you go.
Open
We
and
already know.
shut. Move on.
A regular fucking Phoenix
Matt
right
on the
up in here,
case.
bro.
Okay. Parker, I'm giving time for Matt to remember whether his cotton ball theory is correct. Parker, I've seen you tweeting about King George. I don't know who King George is. Can you explain your relationship with this monarch?
So King George is a very undersized Rainbow Six streamer who happens to be one of the most watched Rainbow Six streamers. And at some point, our relationship turned into friendly banter at which we just mess with each other all the time. This involves me going into his Discord and playing music over my microphone. He branded me a communist and has made emotes in his channel about me,
Which is something you
like
should be proud
communist
of, honestly.
style.
Okay.
I've gone in and I've played DMCA'd music over the microphone, like Disney music, to try and get him DMCA struck before.
Wow, that's terrible.
It's very funny.
I'm interesting
so-
seeing that Rainbow Six.
So anyway.
What part of this was a specific plan to get him banned for 24 hours?
Well, I thought it would be very funny if he was banned for 24 hours.
So what
No,
are you trying
yeah,
to do?
no, I understand the motive.
There was,
What did you
there
do?
was a period of time. There was a period of time where Shroud was playing Rainbow Six and Shroud hosted him, and he used to accept $100 donations because I don't know, he likes money, to team kill me in the game and also time me out from his chat for 24 hours. In the span of an hour, he made over $1,600 because 16 separate people donated. And I didn't see any of that money, so I hatched up a scheme.
Can you relate to this, Josh? Just out of curiosity.
Yeah, I've heard that there's some embezzlement here with Plat Chat. Josh, would you like to
Josh is
defend
our
yourself?
king-
There's
yeah,
more
he's
than a
our
little
King
bit.
George.
What?
No, I don't believe that I'm being interrogated here. Listen,
Okay.
sit down and tell me more about your plan that you hatched.
Well, I thought it would be very funny because if we temporarily banned him for a day through a Twitch partner rep that we happened to be mutual friends with, if they would kick him offline and just make it so he couldn't stream for a day. And then unfortunately, it didn't work because apparently the optics of jokingly banning a Twitch streamer is not great. So
So
my
did you
plan
go
kind of
saying
fell
you-
apart. But I gave it the good college try, Josh.
I want to say, knowing both of them, I could see that happening. I could see Parker taking it all the way to the brink, and then if there were an option, he would have opted out. But I could see the distance being trod there by Parker. So,
but this is not really something special, because if you've been playing DMCA music over his microphone, you've been actively trying to get him permanently banned for multiple
Yes,
multiple
I tried to destroy
times.
him.
Okay. So, but this
When
was
did this
specific.
happen? When did this happen?
This was, I don't know, when did Shroud play Rainbow Six? A year and a half ago? It was before
sounds about
TwitchCon
right.
in San Jose, because I didn't see $1 of the $1,600 until he went to
the thing
TwitchCon
that
and he
sucks
said that he
here
would
is,
buy
like-
all my drinks and food for the whole weekend.
Like
did he?
DMCA really
Before
wasn't
that
a
act of
thing at that
kindness.
moment, though.
Sorry?
Like the DMCA issue wasn't really an issue at that time, though, right?
Well, I mean,
Well, that's
it's
why he's
just
saying he got in
playing-
touch with a Twitch rep.
Yes.
Which
Twitch
Twitch
rep
rep?
ain't doing anything about
Mutual
DMCA
Twitch rep.
either.
Which Twitch rep did you get in touch with?
Yeah.
I cannot disclose the name of that.
Why?
Was it
They wouldn't
your-
mind. They shut you down.
They absolutely would mind. It's confidential.
Was it
It's
your
confidential
personal
that you got in
partner?
touch with them.
It was not my partner rep, no.
Oh.
Was it his partner rep?
It was not his partner rep, no. We had
Wait,
a
who's
mutual
my partner
friend
rep?
who was a partner rep, and he was well aware of how we pranked each other.
And he
You
said
have
Did not
partner
think it was
reps?
as funny as I did, to be completely honest. He did not think it was very
Oh.
funny at all. I thought it was
Yeah,
very
you
funny.
should have a partner rep, Mitch.
Yeah.
news to him.
Okay.
All right.
I mean, it
What
doesn't seem that far-fetched.
I
But I
the key
do- I
word
want
here,
to dig into
Josh, is
Mitch.
I tried. I wasn't successful,
Exactly. That's the
but
thing.
I
I mean,
tried.
you might have tried many things in your life and not been successful at them. I tend to think
why
of
I
Rainbow
cast
Six
Rainbow
as a bit
Six,
of a
Josh.
fluke. Yeah.
this seems like it's too specifically crafted, and it is also something that I could definitely see Parker do.
Dude, I
So-
swear Mitch is afraid of the cotton balls. It,
What does
it's
that even
either
entail? What about cotton balls scares you?
he doesn't use like the Q-tips and stuff, and
I don't use Q-tips because that's
I factually use Q-tips. I definitely use Q-tips.
Q-tip
Wait.
is not a
So
cotton
you
ball.
do use Q-tips, but you're afraid of cotton balls?
Yes, that's correct.
A Q-tip
Yeah.
is just a cotton ball on a stick.
Yeah, but the application of it is different. I don't actually
It's
have
firmer.
to touch the ends of the Q-tip. What do you think? I fucking dig out the earwax and then just fucking make a little homunculus out of it? No, I
Why
fucking throw the thing
are you
away.
mocking me? You're the one that is potentially afraid of cotton. What is it about the cotton that is so scary to you?
Well, I think cotton balls are too soft, and the texture is uncomfortable.
Are you afraid of puppies and kittens?
It's different. It's not the same. Like I feel like cotton balls are like more fibrous, almost like it's uncomfortable. Also, the very slight sound they make when you compress them, but the texture makes me deeply uncomfortable. It's like a texture phobia kind of thing, you know. It's like it's
What
the
are
kind
the
of thing
things-
that. It's like
I will say-
when you gain SR, Josh, and the shiver goes down your spine like something's deeply wrong. It's like the same thing.
If he knew, if he were actually afraid of cotton, he would know the name of the phobia for fear of cotton.
Good
So-
point.
Oh, I see it exists.
Do you know it?
What
do you
is the
know?
name?
Is there a name? I'm gonna Google it right now.
is there a name?
There is a name. I googled it before saying that.
The thing is,
Oh
though,
my
too,
God.
It's
he might be deliberately withholding that information, even if he does
Yeah.
know it, to make it seem more
Honestly, he
unlikely.
might because the name of the phobia is sedong lobophobia and it has dong in it. So of course he just
Sedong.
hold it out of
Yeah.
embarrassment.
Yeah.
Call me Sir Dong.
Out of
All
embarrassment, he would just hold it back.
Right.
right. Well, okay, so we're there. It's not that uncommon.
How does this affect your day-to-day life?
It doesn't. I just avoid cotton balls. I mean,
Do
it's
you
not the
use
same. Like
something else?
cotton.
In its place, like tissues or
To do
something.
well, to do what with? I mean,
What about when you have to remove makeup? Okay, we all work in broadcast.
Oh,
We've all
I
had
use-
makeup on before.
I
We
use-
use cotton pads to. Are you afraid of
No.
cotton pads? They're not quite
no,
as
no, no,
squishy.
no, no. I don't use them. I use makeup removing wipes. When I was young and I had like bad
Oh,
acne, I
those
had to
do
use cotton
exist.
pads on my face, and I didn't like it. I was deeply uncomfortable. But once it becomes wet, that softness, that texture, dissipates. It doesn't feel the same. So,
Are you afraid of sheep or clouds?
I mean, I'm not New Zealander, so I don't love them. But
Do you eat cotton candy?
yeah, yes, I guess. But look, I don't get my hands in there and make a fucking Taj Mahal of cotton candy. Like, I
Don't you
just
eat cotton
stuff
candy
it in
with
my
your
mouth.
hands?
No. What? No. It
Depends
comes
what you
on
do
a
with my
stick.
mouth, honestly.
Yeah,
No,
just
but
fucking,
of course
you know.
you can't swallow with a fucking hand, but you know pluck it.
Oh, I don't think I do. I think I would just bite it off
This
the
is
thing, right? Like,
all right.
instead of
Well.
just, I mean, yeah, it's not the same. You have to understand, cotton balls are fibrous and they make it really, when you squeeze them, you know what I mean? It's just weird. Sheep are different, all right? They're like, I've shorn sheep before.
I'm not arguing.
like-
Sheep are definitely different.
yeah, okay, right. You said, but you asked if I was afraid of sheep. The only time I
Let's
didn't like
move
sheep
on.
was when I got kicked in the chin by one when I was.
Very
Is that what
relevant.
started the cotton ball problem?
Oh my god.
What, Matt? What are
move
you
on.
thinking about this?
Do I know somebody who is afraid of cotton, and I'm just not sure if I remember if it's Mitch or not.
Why
what a great
are
friend you
they
are.
afraid of cotton? This does not seem to be a common thing. If you have someone in your friend group who's afraid of cotton, I dare say it could
Well, no,
be
'cause-
Mitchell.
No, like
Could it
Clint
be-
had a lot of weird shit about him as well. It may have been Clint.
Oh, yeah.
Fucking hell.
So do you think it's
I know
more
some weird
likely that
people.
Do you think it's more likely that it's Mitch, or
I think it's
than
more likely it's
KiXSTAR
Mitch.
thinks that
Yeah.
that's something.
What are
that
you thinking,
Interro would
Kix?
do.
I'm thinking, Parker. Parker, could you read the statement word for word? Because the wording will matter here. Because he
Oh,
could
I
he
will.
could construe these in
Secretly-
different ways.
Okay, so here it is. I secretly tried to get King George's Twitch account banned for a day as a joke.
Yeah, so the joke part is very him, and then the tried, that's key. He wasn't actually ever going to go through with it, and I could see him walking up to the brink just to laugh about it with King George behind the scenes.
Here's my issue with it, though. My issue with that one is that it seems too normal. It's almost like
Thank you.
because by your own virtue, during your story, you've already kind of displayed that you have tried on different occasions to get him banned. So this isn't a unique occurrence. I feel like that is a lie that has been crafted perfectly for Parker.
I think you were being a little uncharitable to my abilities with DMCA strikes versus going all the way to a partner rep to see if it was doable. Haphazardly throwing up music that may or may not bring down his channel years in the future. Totally different than going out of my way to
will
try and
say-
do it specifically for a day.
Yeah.
Absolutely, the leader of the Good Studio did not sing sweet lullabies into Jonathan's earlobes while he was paralytic on a couch.
did,
I
though.
don't believe that.
Why? Why do you not believe that?
I don't believe it because there's just no reason that you would go the extra distance to sing someone to sleep. They've got like a blood alcohol level of 5%. They're passed out in a coma on the
He
couch.
was wanker too, I guess.
And what, he just enjoys the alcoholic evenings whispering sweet lullabies to you, does
You
he?
don't remember if he
He's a
was
bit-
drunk with you.
Because I was almost fucking passed out. I was.
But you don't
Exactly, so
remember
he doesn't need
before
to
that
sing
if
you
he
to
was
sleep.
with you or not.
Alright. Let's run the poll. You guys discuss between yourselves who you think is the truth teller on this team.
Who would
If
you
we
vote
don't
for,
feel
Kix?
confident in them, in either of the other ones, maybe we go with Mitch.
For me, it's between Mitch and Parker. But I definitely would vote for Parker. Just knowing him, I feel like he would come that close. I'm not gonna say like I know this story because I don't, but it sounds like him.
Okay. All right, so
Alright.
one vote for Parker. What are you thinking, Matt?
I think it's either Parker or Mitch.
Decide, please.
I don't
Be
think it's Johnny.
decisive.
Or we might
I'll
agree
say
that-
Mitch. I'll say Mitch.
Okay.
All right. The poll is running. Remember, if chat gets this right and you don't, you guys get negative points, which would be an even
Who is
bigger
the
throw
chat
than
voting
Sideshow
for?
did last
I've
time.
already lost one game show with Josh this
I
week.
am not
My
gonna
second one wouldn't be
disclose
that
who
bad.
Chat is voting
Do a
for
coin
until they
flip.
are done voting.
I'm just
Okay.
gonna say I've definitely seen drunk people sing each other to bed before. So
Also,
I've never seen
too
that.
good when
Yeah.
he's
how many
drunk,
parties
and
have you
he
gone
is-
to? That's the
he
question.
is quite transcendental when he's intoxicated.
I mean, I've been
Is
so
it
drunk
centric
that
right
somebody
forward?
had to carry me out of the party on his shoulder before, and I remember every second of it. So I feel like he
Oddly,
would
I
know
think-
more.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know. I woke up in
Nah.
Katowice for an ESL event with like missing like 400 zloty from my wallet and having no idea what happened. So
Oh, yeah, I
we bonded
frequently
over the
black out.
story. We bonded
Yeah.
over the story because I did the same thing.
Yep. That Mariatska Street, man, it's
The
crazy.
simple,
400
the
zloty, you mean
simple
20
fact
bucks?
that Parker and Mitch are trying to say that it's Jonathan's story, it's got to be one of them. I'm leaning towards Parker's being a well-constructed lie. I just don't think it has that pizzazz to be something he has submitted himself. So I'm going to go with Mitch as well. We'll say that Mitch is afraid of cotton balls.
Mitch is afraid of cotton balls. I will say chat voted for the same answer, and you are both correct. Mitch does.
See, dude,
is in
I
fact
fucking
afraid
knew
of
it,
cotton
bro.
balls.
My bad.
I actually almost threw
That
this
is-
because I got a prank played on me at the Blizzard Arena once by one of our producers.
Yes,
who put
yeah,
fucking
that's what I
cotton balls in
remember.
the
Yeah,
ear
yeah.
cups of my headset and in the pockets of my jacket when I went to cast. So as
Oh,
soon as I put the
shit,
headset
I
on,
remember
I threw
now,
it across the
yeah.
fucking room.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I remember being in the wardrobe section when you actually told me this. So, and you too.
Yeah, I was
Damn, I
like,
guess I'm
dude,
too
I know
forthcoming about
somebody
embarrassing
who-
things about myself.
I knew
Rough
somebody
outta
who
here.
was
Someone worse. Don't worry.
I don't know if the strat is to start picking more mundane things or more insane
Yeah, you don't
things.
shake yourself off in the shower, whatever the hell Josh.
That
I'd like
one
to
is-
say that Josh only voted against me because my story wasn't like extraordinary enough.
Yeah.
It wasn't
He was just trying to find
outlandish.
somebody
Yeah,
weirder than
normal.
him. Yeah.
Not
I know,
enough
but
pizzazz.
I thought about.
Yeah, I didn't have
thought
enough
about mentioning
pizzazz
that-
behind trying to get someone jokingly banned from Twitch.
Right.
That's why I voted for it. I mean, I just
perfectly
know
normal.
him.
I thought about
Yeah, 'cause
mentioning that if
Parker's
there
a
was
dull
anything
human.
with more pizzazz,
Yeah.
then Michael would already know. But you know, I didn't want to interfere too much. So thanks, guys. So you're now tied up at the end of round one, which means that you know everyone's.
We do a coin flip.
It really
Steve
doesn't matter
wins.
who wins.
We're
to be
doing good.
honest, So
Keep
who
it up.
cares?
Our team.
Sure. Round two. I'm gonna DM you guys your statements again, and remember, it can easily be the same person twice because, you know, people send me multiple truths
Because we're all weird.
because you're all fucking weird. Also, because
Apparently not me. Not
I don't
enough.
want you guys to be able to eliminate people by process of elimination. So.
That
Makes sense.
It can definitely be the same person twice. That is definitely a possibility. That's yours, Josh. That is yours, Michael. And that is yours, Matt. Josh, would you like to go first?
I would love to. I once traveled to an international TF2 LAN event on the wrong day.
Michael, would you like to read yours out?
When I was working as a cook, I sliced off the tip of one of my fingers.
And Matt.
My first gaming chair was a child-sized gaming chair.
Wow. These are some wonky statements.
That's
I love
incredible.
They're definitely yeah. All right, well, go at 'em, guys.
All right, Matt, off the bat, immediately.
Yeah.
What kind of chair was this and
What
when
brand?
was this?
I was a DX Racer.
The X-Racer.
Classic.
Like a little tiny one. Like I didn't get like the big size one, like the king size one. I got the cheapest one because well I was cheap. So
And did you
Did
know
you
that
return
it was...
it or did you use it?
no, I used the hell out of it. You think I would return it?
So you did fit in the child size the X-Racer.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know why I'm
have
asking,
you
I know
seen
you're
me?
very
Yeah,
tiny.
I
Yes.
could fit in a child-sized chair. Yeah.
Did you
I
know it was child-sized when you bought it? I must know.
A little bit. Like I knew I would fit in it, and it was significantly cheaper because those chairs are expensive, and I just needed one. So
When
I was
was
like,
this?
fuck it, why not? It was when I moved to LA when I was living on a budget the first time. Otherwise, I just used office chairs.
What was your
I
job
wasn't
at the
aware
time?
that DX Racer had a kid's size chair.
Well, I wouldn't like call it like. So they have like multiple different sizes, like widths of like the base, right? Like I would say this was like the smallest, like the teeniest of those.
But you called it a kid's chair.
I mean, it is kind of. I mean, when you sat in it, it was very. It was not designed for adults.
So, Matt is. I know that Matt is not cheap, but he could have been for sure. Back when he was living in Hollywood, I know that he was. I know for a fact.
It
that
was
his
the
living
first time
conditions
like
weren't-
living alone, so I was super scared to like basically not have money to pay for stuff, so I just kind of cheaped on everything. Like I didn't even have lamps in our bedroom.
Here's what I think. I just don't see why someone in that position wouldn't just get an office chair instead of trying to get a small gaming chair. You know what I mean? Like I really struggle to see why someone would just go, maybe I'll just get the kitty DX racer that's like, no, maybe 10% cheaper than the large one. Because let's be honest, it wouldn't be that much cheaper, right? It would be smaller, but logically, I don't see why he wouldn't just go to IKEA and get the Malcolm and, you know, set that one up and play from that. So
That was not Swedish.
oh, sorry. I thought if I yelled it would sound a bit more Swedish.
Yeah. Say what?
Okay.
Say the name of the chair.
I don't know what the name of the chair is because Mitch just made something
It's
else.
Malcolm with a K.
Malcolm? I mean, that's
See, I
pretty
fucking
similar.
nailed it, bitch.
There you go.
All right. Well,
Swedish man
here's the
said
thing.
it.
I
Gotta be true.
actually give Matt too much credit here, and I don't think he would do a mistake like that. I could see me doing something like that, and Matt calling me out for it. Like he has this tone. Matt has this tone when he's like calling people out. Like he would be like, Jonathan, you went to Dick's Racer and you got the smallest chair possible. Like, how stupid are you, Swedish
He'd
dumbass?
milk it, but he would only do it with an audience. He'd do it with an audience and he'd milk it. Yeah, you forgot to pinch your nose, but you basically had it.
And then he'd cram in like a half truth in there to kind of like undermine my ego as well and like
Spend
make
at
me feel
least
bad.
10 minutes on it in the middle of the podcast.
Yeah. I think he's sucked. I don't think he's telling the truth.
Yeah.
Matt, the current chair that you're sitting in, can you tell us the brand and size, please?
This is a
Great
Secret
question.
Labs chair.
Okay.
And I actually got the smaller version because I like it. It's way more comfy. And my wife has the bigger version because she likes to sit with her legs crossed when she plays. I don't know
Is that the
exactly
smallest version of that chair available?
Yeah.
For size
I wanna
comparisons,
make
would you mind showing it off?
He's like, I'm not being paid for this, am I?
Oh, it looks very small.
It does look quite tiny.
So that's
Wow.
what?
That's
That's
how
tall
what?
Matt
10
is.
inches tall.
Remember, Matt would have grown since the last time he had that
Yeah.
DX Racer chair as well.
Me and my chair, guys.
Lovely, adorable.
I also, just for the
Height doesn't
record,
really change when he sits
Like,
down.
look how
either.
tiny I am in my chair.
With the shirt as well, you really look like a child.
Oh,
Hey, it's
no.
my Lakers bubble T-shirt.
Yeah, of course.
okay. Look, and but for the record, Matt is obviously a manlet, but he's not like that diminutive, right? He's like, I don't know, like 5'2" or something. He's not like, you know, I don't think he's classified as a little person by, you know, what normal standards are. So, yeah, I'd be surprised if he really could sit in a
Everyone else,
child's chair.
I feel like they get
everyone else
kinda
around
personal.
him is always so much taller. It's just rough out
Yeah.
here for Matt.
All right, let's move on.
Yeah.
Please.
Josh, then, what TF2 event was this?
This was one of the DreamHack events that was happening over in Sweden, hence why I wasn't able to just fly there, short distance, because the only two LAN events that we really had, or the ones that I went to anyway, were the I-Series events that were in the UK that I would just drive to, and the ones in Jönköping, I think it's pronounced, that are
That was
happening
actually
in
great pronunciation.
DreamHack.
Very
There you
good,
go.
Very good.
Thank
So
you.
was this
thank
in
you.
Jönköping, Josh?
Yes, it was.
It's
So
a
what
bitch to
happened
get
when you
there.
arrived? Yeah, it is.
Yeah, it's incredibly annoying to be able to get there in the first place, but I think the way that we had to do it was we had to fly from, I want to say Manchester, but it might not have been. It might have been Newcastle or something. And we would arrive in Göteborg, and then from there we would have to take a bus over to Jönköping, which is incredibly annoying to do. And also, when you're planning that far in advance and you are a dumbass like I am, it's very possible to just completely mix up which weeks you're going, rather than getting the
So
dates
did
correct.
you-
Wait, weeks? I thought it was a day early. Was it a week early?
Mate, if it was a day early, I would have just... How is that even notable to get there a day early? For you just get somewhere a day early, that might be part of your planning. This was very... My dates were
week
incorrect.
Early.
Yep, this was because I had planned to get there on one Monday, and instead I got there on the other... Or was it Monday? No, it can't have been, right? Because they happen on a...
How
a
early
weekend.
were
I
you?
guess I...
Yeah, that's
a
the
full
question I want
week.
to ask.
A full week early.
Full week.
So you
Okay,
planned
and where
to
did
get
you
there on a
stay?
certain day and not on a certain date.
Yes, I had planned.
you
I
missed it by
knew
a
that
week?
the event was happening on a weekend.
Because you just as easily
And-
could have missed it by like a month and then got the date wrong, basically.
Well, no, I wasn't gonna miss it. It's always easier to arrive early than it is to arrive late, isn't it?
Okay,
Because
I
if
see,
you
I see,
arrive
I see.
late, the event's already happened, and people are talking about it, and you're like, oh yeah, let me just book my ticket to Göteborg. That sounds like a great idea. No, so I arrived early because I had planned so far in advance that I had just misunderstood which weekend DreamHack was actually happening on.
That's okay. So you stayed in what? In Jönköping for a week before this event, or
No, I knew a friend that lived in Gothenburg. I don't know how you're supposed to pronounce that city.
Johnny?
And so when I realized that I had
Göteborg.
arrived on the wrong day, because crucially I had booked my bus for the correct week and my flight for the incorrect week.
okay.
So when I arrived in Gothenburg, I realized immediately that I had made a large mistake, especially because I was supposed to be meeting up with other people while I was there, and they weren't there. And thankfully, I had a friend that I was able to stay with who lived there.
Well, that's a lie. You don't have any friends.
Just work for the other team there. Thanks, Matt.
So how did the conversations go leading up to the event then? Because you say that you took a flight from Manchester and expected to meet up with people. And yet the day before, 2 days before, you hadn't reached out to them and be like, hey, see you in 2 days, or like, hey, are we good for like 11 a.m.? You just kind of assumed that they would be there with no prior conversation with the people you were supposed to meet up with.
Yeah, I had been focused actually, because at the time I was still at school. I was still doing my university work. So I'm still focused. It's normally like around the kind of exam season as well. No matter which one you go into, summer or winter, it's around the kind of exam season. So I was just focused on doing my schoolwork and being able to get to the flight on time and kind of the logistics of actually being able to pack and fly. And I wasn't meeting up with them on the flight. I was meeting up with them once we landed because they were coming mostly from like London and areas like that. So I had no reason to get in touch with them beforehand.
Currently I label this as plausible. I think that like Josh is the kind of guy that does make these ridiculous blunders despite being like relatively savvy in general. He also makes some decisions which just completely don't make sense to me. So I will label this as plausible. What I want to know, sorry El Capitan, I'm interested in Kix's fact, because surely something like this, this is the partial severing of part of one's extremities that maybe Parker. Look, you guys are co-casters, right? So surely you've held hands at some point, right? Like, can you explain to me
Absolutely.
whether this is accurate?
I mean, all of his fingers are normal length. So I'm pretty sure I've heard him tell me this story before. I'm pretty sure I've heard this story before. But I need to ask. Mitch,
Well, hang
unless
on.
you have questions.
If you heard it before, then tell me how it sounds to you.
I mean, it sounds plausible.
No.
But-
Tell me what the story is to you.
Ooh,
Well, I mean,
the
you
old
worked in a lot of
switcheroo.
kitchens. So, I mean...
How many? A lot of kitchens. Oh, okay. That's not true.
feel
I
like
worked
you
in
I feel like
one
you worked
kitchen.
in 2 or 3 kitchens.
One kitchen. I've worked in one.
So
What good
there
are you,
goes
Parker?
his credibility.
Yeah. Okay, so
Okay, I'm done talking.
in lieu of this. Okay, so well, yeah, you've done sweet Fanny Adams for us, Parker. I'll be honest, but how much of your finger did you cut off, Kix?
Just the tip.
Just the tip.
Just the tip.
Okay.
Okay, Parker is right. Like all of my fingers are like equal length. It was just like a tiny little slice off the tip, and
You're not from
I
Tasmania.
actually
Good to know.
I ended up getting to keep it too. It's a little awkward. Like if you look closely, you can kind of like see the scar, the
Can you show
indentation.
us the scar then?
No, obviously I can't show you the scar. I'm hiding my hands. Like is that should I?
No,
Should I
think
show-
no. I mean that would give it away. Just dead.
Yeah.
Right, so I
Yeah.
feel like
So
Do you
But
have an
there's like a-
artist's rendering? Could you sketch us something?
so there's like a little indentation, and I got to keep
Okay.
most of it.
Okay. What were
Did you turn it
filming
into like
at
a
the
voodoo
time?
charm or something like that?
But what?
Like, did you turn it into like a voodoo charm? Like you know how Meet the Parents, how like Greg's foreskin was kept after, and it ended up in the fondue. Like, did you keep that extremity as like a memento, or like did you
No.
deal with any magical powers?
No.
Okay. Is that how you get 100,000 Twitter followers? Like you just
Yeah, it's
do a
you
ritual?
have to cut off a tip of your finger. That's what it is. Don't do that. Don't do that for the record.
Johnny, I think that Josh's story is true, but maybe not a week early. You know what I mean? Maybe like a day early, I can see. But like, don't you think that the week is just like a huge, because I think Parker seems to remember this story, and like if the tip of one's finger seems believable, right?
Yeah, so I'm curious. Okay, go on, Parker.
No, I was just going to say, here's what I think. So we work to DreamHack Winter, and it starts on Friday. Rehearsals are always Thursday, so you'd get there on Wednesday, not Monday or whatever he said he got there on. So it makes no sense that he'd get there like 4 days before.
I should clarify that I never worked an official DreamHack. These are all TF2 events that are being played as like BYOC events. So the setup for them and stuff does not align to the normal schedule because we're actually in like it's not even BYOC. It's in the what even is it called? It's like the expo area, that kind of stuff. We just took over someone's booth and we're working from there. So
yeah, but I mean, even then, the setup doesn't start, from what I understand, until Wednesday or Thursday anyway. So that would be setup. Because we flew in on a Wednesday and most of the stuff wasn't done when we flew in, and there was nobody there for BYOC yet because BYOC registration was, I think, Thursday when we worked it, at least.
Okay. So my vote is that KiXSTAR story is true.
I think KiX's is true. I think KiX's is true.
I'm still curious though about what did you chop at the time? Like,
So,
what were you chopping as it happened?
I was working in a deli kitchen, and I was doing prep. So it's just like, cutting up things. So you go through all the vegetables and the meats and so on. And I got to the onions. And when you're cutting onions, you're supposed to wear goggles. And you're also technically supposed to wear gloves that like protect your fingers. But of course I did neither of those things. And I'm handling these very sharp knives, and I'm slicing an onion as you do, and I just nick the tip of my left finger, and bloop, very sharp knife.
Well,
Johnny, it doesn't matter if he was julienning a bag of dicks, mate. Like, you can cut yourself if you work in a fucking kitchen. You can cut yourself. It doesn't really matter what he was cutting, right? Like,
Wait, no,
he
it does
works there for
matter. It does matter because Parker.
Well, it was the onions getting like the fumes in my eyes.
Parker,
I teared up.
Know the story. Was it onions? So it does.
I don't know the story. I just remember him talking about injuring himself in the kitchen. That's what
onions, then that would
See, here's
Quick,
why
clip that. He just showed his hands.
He
just showed his hands. Clip that.
Maybe I'm getting too into it.
Go to 0.25.
Enhance.
Chat wants to know, did you get a skin graft?
No, I did get a skin graft. I just got stitches, and it just looks like I have slightly less of a finger on one hand.
Oh my god, what a painful injury. Okay.
Worst turning that it's not Matt, right? Like we just, because he's just sitting here quietly, drawing no attention to himself in his slightly smaller kid's chair.
No, it's just the fucking angle of the camera, bro. You know?
No, it's what? Okay.
Yeah. My vote's for yeah.
I think it's Kix.
I think it's Kix too. Yeah. Let's just go with Kix then.
All right, you guys are going with Kix. I'm gonna run the poll. Well, I actually don't need to run the poll because you're correct. And in fact, KiXSTAR did slice the tip of his finger off and working as a cook before esports, which is why he's so good at giving out tips. I don't know.
Is it just
I phoned that one in. I phoned that one in.
No, if you look at it in person, like you can see like the slice from like the center of my finger to on both sides, and you can like see where there would be a knife inserting, but you can't see it on camera.
Josh, was there a grain of truth to your story? I'm curious whether it was like a day or so, or if it was just completely fabricated.
Well, unfortunately, when I got given this brief of I once traveled to an international TF2 LAN on the wrong day, I started wondering whether that was in fact true, and you had just discovered a truth whilst trying to give me a lie. And so I had to fabricate it even more ridiculously to ensure it wasn't true.
And this is why next time I'm just gonna pick your truths for you, because like you have an archive of like a bunch of YouTube videos with like 200 to 300 to like 5,000 or 10,000 views that I'm sure these guys haven't bothered to go watch.
No,
I bet you knows where the ad revenue for those videos are.
I'm guaranteed. I guarantee you, Sideshow's clip chimps know him better than we do. There's no doubt about it.
And as one of Sideshow's clip chimps, I'm just gonna pick your next truth for you. I had a really good one, but I didn't know if I had your consent to use it. We'll discuss it later. All right. Thanks, guys.
Is it a video of the shower routine? Because
Play it.
Step 3 is the helicopter.
Lovely, delicious.
Does that happen before or after Overwatch time, out of curiosity?
Team Reinforce, I'm sending out your statements now. Johnny, there's yours. Uber, there is yours. And once again...
Josh, I'm glad that you went through that, though, because I read the one about King George, and I was like, did I at some point claim to try to get him banned? I was like,
I really
shit.
thought you had. I really thought you had.
For a second there, I read it, and I was like, is it me?
This makes me feel a little bit better about my lies. All right, and Parker, that's yours. So, Johnny, would you like to read yours out first?
Sure. I won my first esports tournament when I was 10 years old.
And Uber.
I have received and rejected a cameo request to read out not safe for work fanfiction about myself.
And Parker, would you like to read yours?
Yeah, this one's kind of embarrassing. In elementary school, in order to cover for my friend who was ashamed to have IBS, I would take the blame for all of his farts during class.
All right.
Two incredibly believable ones based on esports, and then just you claiming to be the phantom shitter in the class.
Well, it doesn't have to be esports related. I said anything from your life.
No,
Okay.
I know. It's just a weird blend.
Sure, yeah, sure.
I would like to let you know that on dating profiles, when all the ladies say, like, tell me something that nobody else knows about you, that's what I lead with every time. 0%
It's actually quite a
success
kind-hearted
rate.
story, really, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, it does paint you in a good
Defending
light.
the
You
reputation.
I'm very noble, and then they feel badly when they immediately unmatch, I'm sure.
I want to know more about this story, but oh boy, we can't.
What game was it, Johnny?
Yeah.
It was a racing game. I think it was like Gran Turismo. I can't remember which one.
But it
And
counts
where
as
did you compete at?
It was at my mom's workplace, actually. I don't know what the word is in English for this, but they had like an open kind of activity day where it's like instead of lectures or stuff, they have like activities you can go around and do all day with like fun festivities and
What
stuff.
the fuck?
They had a
Sweden
tournament.
owns. Hello?
Okay, wait.
Okay.
What the hell are you talking about? you don't remember the name of the game, but it was one that you beat everybody at in a tournament, therefore must have played a little bit.
Yeah, I told you it was a Gran Turismo game.
Okay, but let me get to the root of this. What the hell is going on? You're at a work event for your mum.
Yeah.
And so the people you're playing against are not other 10-year-old children, but her work colleagues.
No. There are other like kids around my age.
So
Okay.
I
Give or
am.
take 5 years, I'd say. So we're all kids at that time.
What makes this a tournament and not just you guys pissing around on a PlayStation or whatever it was on?
Because
Hey,
it was
hey,
actually
there are Rainbow
a
Six casters here.
tournament
Don't
with
be like
a
that.
bracket and a prize.
What was the
I am
prize?
fairly certain Johnny's
fucking
told me this before, and this is true.
It was organized by Microsoft, and so they gave me a Microsoft game of my choice.
I am
what did you
fair-
choose?
Legitimacy.
I picked Halo 2.
Good choice.
When you were 10.
Yeah.
That's the correct choice. Were they allowed to give you I'm pretty sure it's a mature rated game.
I mean, I
He was
got it,
mature rated
so
boy,
I guess so, yeah.
fine.
Yeah. There you go.
Imagine Jonathan at the age of 10, he probably was 6 foot tall already. They
That's
probably
true.
thought
Yeah.
he was smurfing.
Just smurfing in the 10-year-old racing game tournament. All right.
Did you have any prior experience with Gran Turismo?
I would play some racing games at home, but not this version per se. But I played
Which
like other
racing games did you have
So
at home?
I played a lot of Need for Speed Underground. I think it's Need for Speed Underground 2, right? And so I gained some experience from that. My dad was a big Formula 1 fan, and so I played some Formula 1 games. And so I just kind of picked this up pretty easily. And I mean, it was like other kids playing, right? So it was not like the best Gran Turismo players in the world. It was like just a local tournament to work.
Okay.
Well,
All right.
all that checks out.
Plausible small Swedish boy. What was Mitch's again? Can you read yours out again, Mitch?
Yeah, I can. I've received and rejected a cameo request to read out NSFW fanfiction of myself.
I mean, that's got to be true, doesn't it? I feel
I
like
don't
that would
think
be
so.
some of your first results. Would be
Ever since
if I got a cameo.
Mitch upped his price on Cameo, dude. And I don't think somebody would ask.
Why.
Yeah. I decided to increase the price on Cameo because I got some interesting requests early on.
Okay. What did you increase the price to?
We went from $15 to $30.
Okay, so this is not true because Mitch on stream the other night was asked this question. He said he changed the price because he was getting too many requests.
It was not too many requests. I can categorically say it was not because.
So you lied to your entire community then?
No, it was just some of the things
It's
that I was
just a
being asked to
half
read
truth,
out.
you
I
know?
didn't feel like it was $15
Too many of
worth.
certain kind of requests in parentheses.
Okay, aren't cameos limited to the length of time as well? Like you can't give someone Moby Dick and ask them to read the entire thing.
I have never done a cameo that has exceeded like any sort of allotted amount of time, so I actually don't know because a lot of them are fairly short shout outs, but people can. I don't know if there's a character limit on what people can ask you to to type out.
So I actually got a cameo from Mitch, and I'm pretty sure there is like a time.
Yeah, I think there's a time or character limit.
Yeah,
I had a
that makes
cameo
it worse.
recently.
I don't see it on my end. So
So
I don't see the.
What I'm getting at here, though, Mitch, is if there's a character limit, this must have been a paragraph or two of fan fiction. Can you describe to us, in perhaps, if you'll allow it, excruciating detail, what this fan fiction actually contained?
So, it was. I knew who it was submitted by as well because, and you can recognize Formation's style of writing anyway.
He's not even here to defend himself.
Yeah,
the fucker just left for military service for 18 months in Korea,
that,
so he can't defend himself.
I knew that he and Shadowy Misstep were planning to troll me a little bit because I had a cameo, but the detail was that it was me and Matt. Matt was involved in this, and basically it involved in. I was
fake.
I was bathing Matt. I was responsible for,
yeah,
but I wasn't in the bath. I don't think.
Next.
I bathed him and then I picked him up and carried him into. Unfortunately, it wasn't too long. It was enough to cover the excruciating detail of me bathing Matt, lifting him out of the tub into the bedroom.
Formation doesn't.
Right, it ended on a cliff.
Well,
there's nobody that bored that would write me, Mitch, in a bathtub.
Oh, Matt doesn't know Formation.
I wasn't in the bathtub apparently. Yeah, but yep, yep. So yeah, it was not too long.
Right, and why did you not go through with it? I mean, $30 is $30.
It was 15 at the time.
It was
$15, and I
messaged cheap for your blood, eh?
I messaged Formation. I said, bro, I would do like a troll thing. But you can reject it with a message, and I was like, yeah, I don't really want this. It's for $15. I'd rather not have this kind of stuff circulating. So maybe just
so you decided. Let me get this straight. You draw the moral line, or perhaps a professional line would be a better way of saying it, at someone paying you $15 for you to read out smut of you gently bathing your casting partner. But you have said that you have increased the price to $30 and are now open to all smut.
Well,
I don't know. What now occurred?
No, I think it's to dissuade people from just like throwing a throwaway request in. Like if it's $30, I find now that people, it's more like, hey, I got a shout out for my friend for their birthday, or can you send this message to my console Overwatch team to G them up for like their tournament. I get much less, like, people seem to be much less inclined to just throw nonsense at me if it's more expensive, because it feels like they actually want the cameo.
The Kumas are not willing to pay.
Yeah, sure. I get less troll requests for sure.
Fair enough.
Okay.
Did you do like a cost benefit analysis to see where you were maximizing the amount of money for the amount of work you were doing?
Definitely not at that point quite yet. Yeah, no, I don't have the same. I don't have the same minds on the case as Josh has with his YouTube revenue, but maybe I'll. And I have a cameo now. Great, fucking hell! Someone has paid $30 for a cameo. Wow.
During this show, someone.
Yep.
Incredible, wonderful. You're welcome for that one, by the way. I'm expecting a cut from that $30.
It's not going to be happening. I don't think I'm going to do this one.
Unlucky. Okay. Would you guys like to move on?
Yeah, I think so.
Parker, what was your friend's name?
Josh.
And what grade was this again?
I can't remember the story. Can you go back over the story?
Different Josh, not Sideshow Josh.
Yeah, read your statement
So-
out again, please.
Basically, I had a friend who was younger, at a younger age, and he got diagnosed with IBS.
Of
And
course.
we had another friend in our friend group who was also. What? Are you gonna let me talk?
Sure. No, sorry.
Or are you gonna just hurl insults at me? And
Probably
as
a
I do
mixture of
something
both.
so nice for a friend who is admittedly in a very vulnerable state, and you call me the phantom farter.
Yeah.
Shit,
Did say
actually,
that.
believe it was.
Did he
yeah.
actually get
Whatever
a
he said.
nickname?
I don't listen to him half the time
Did he
anyway.
actually get a real
Is it
nickname?
Phantom
Was
with
anything
F?
that good?
So 2F or okay, P.
For what it's worth, nobody actually gave me a nickname over it. Two friends growing up, one of which got Crohn's when he was younger, the other got IBS. And I
Oh, there
mean,
was two of them.
you can't. Well, no, the one with Crohn's is just like was also conveniently in our friend group, and obviously he was super embarrassed by it. So I would take the heat in this
Right.
case.
Was this a conscious written agreement between the three of you that you were just going to take the heat for all of their bowel movements?
I mean, they were farts, not them shitting themselves. I don't know how I can be clearer about the word
Those are still
fart
bowel movements,
here.
aren't they? I mean, that's just air being passed out.
I
of the
suppose it's a
bowel.
movement of gas through the bowel if you want to be pedantic.
It's one of the only words
Okay.
you can actually
I
hear.
think
a Canadian
colloquially, when we say
accent
the
too.
term bowel movement, you think shit, not fart.
Yes, that's
Okay, all right.
generally
Yeah,
true.
I'm just trying to figure out how formal this agreement was.
Oh yeah, we drew up a contract. We had lawyers present. Yeah, no, it was just like it didn't happen frequently. It was just sometimes they would have bad days where, let me tell you, it could clear out a full fucking room. So I would take the heat because I mean, imagine having Crohn's/IBS as either one of them. I would be embarrassed.
Did
And
it
you know
actually
what?
clear the room? Did people have to leave the
No,
classroom?
it didn't actually clear the room. Nobody actually left the classroom. But let me tell you, people knew when it happened.
No one left the classroom alive.
Were you always sitting close enough?
Yes, people died, Josh. People died, and I took the blame
Oh
for
my
it.
God. This disease has a death toll now. Were you sitting close enough to these people all the time where you could conceivably take the?
Yeah, so it was in elementary school. So we were it was either grade 5 or grade 6, and we would be in little like pods where you'd take four desks and you'd face two of them into the other two, and 3 of us sat at one of the pods.
Cool.
Okay.
would
And
you
so the
guys-
others could only really geolocate the stink to one corner of the classroom.
I mean, it would spread from the same area every time. And we conveniently sat, our pod was right next to the windows. There was like, I don't know if you have it in the UK, but like some of the classrooms have like built-in ledges around them for like workspaces and storage. We were right next to the windows, and the windows would usually be open because my school was old and it didn't have central air. Let me tell you, the window being open didn't help. Good strategic location, didn't really do anything though.
Fair enough. I think
What
you
I'm
guys should
wondering here
probably.
is, in elementary school, most people aren't, knowledgeable about various different conditions and afflictions that can affect the human body. So I don't think that I, as an elementary school student, would benefit at all from being told that one of my classmates has IBS. So how did the other people even know that this was an affliction that somebody had?
I mean, I don't think everybody in the class knew, but the fact that there was somebody getting blamed for it all the time was what made me take the blame for it. I had friends that got like diabetes when they were like 3 or 4 years old, and I mean, I think they know full well about that one. So I don't know why it's so strange that people would know that they have Crohn's or IBS or any form of bowel syndrome, Josh.
I think that is quite strange for elementary students to all be in on it. And if they weren't in on it, if
They
they
weren't.
don't know,
No, not everybody knew, but the person who was farting kept getting blamed for farting all the time, and they were embarrassed. So I took
so
the
you
heat.
decided to just take it half the time, like a 50-50.
Some of the time.
I'm going to run the poll. I think you guys should start coming to a conclusion.
I am I thought it was Mitch on the last one. I'm more convinced it's Johnny on this one than I was of Mitch on the last one. I am 99% sure me and Johnny have talked about Halo and how he acquired the game, and I'm pretty sure he said that he won a tournament when he was like a little kid, and that's how he got it.
Okay. I love the fact that you've been doing some sleuthing behind the scenes to just steal everybody's stories. That's wonderful. It
Well,
makes
no,
it-
everybody just tells me they're weird shit.
I do not believe that it's Parker. I think he's made it deliberately more difficult for himself as well by saying that there was a trio of them, one of which had Crohn's and the other had IBS. Like he's fucking jumping in front of fart bullets all over the place, trying to take heat for the rest of his squad. I mean, there's only a need to invent one human being, and you've invented two.
The sound bites from this episode are going to be unbelievable, mate.
My lord.
I don't know. I mean, Kix, you know him better than we do. Is he the kind of selfless, noble human to create a shitty persona to absorb the heat from others?
No, but he is the sort of person to talk about it, which is why I feel like it could be him. So, you know, he could have done something similar and then construed it in a, you know, greater than way, if that makes sense. A little bit of exaggeration. I don't know. It's possible.
What I don't really buy is that Parker was infinitely more mentally resilient than his friends. And so was able to shoulder this heavy
And why in
burden.
elementary school would you want to like take the bullet for the kid who like shits himself? Like you wouldn't be like, yeah, I'll
You
be
never had
that
a friend
guy.
you do something for?
Nah, fuck no. I ain't do shit for nobody.
All right. Good to know that. Chat has decided. I think it's about time that you guys come to a conclusion.
I vote reinforce, but
I'm still thinking it could be Mitch here as well. It's so believable, Mitch's story. What do you think, Kix?
I'm completely split on it, but I'm just gonna go with Parker again. I don't know. It just sounds like something he would say about himself.
All three of you can't decide.
I'm not gonna overpower and go with Mitch then. I again don't believe Parker. So I'm going to go with Jonathan here, and I'm going to be very distraught if Matt has learned something incorrectly from Jonathan's past.
Oh my god, saved by the bell, because yes, in fact, Johnny did win his first esports tournament when he was 10 years old, and chat got it right as well. So if you had fucked that up, Josh, you would be in for a world of hurt.
Okay, wonderful.
So, you know, my friends always think I'm not paying attention when they talk to me, but I am.
There you go. He's silently listening.
Need to be more careful around Matt. Got it.
I know
I have a
that
question, though.
Matt spins a wide-ranging web. Don't
What's
worry.
up? What's the question?
Why was Microsoft organizing a Gran Turismo tournament?
I don't know. I mean, apparently
Just a local chapter.
the daycare or whatever had a contact somewhere, and they just put it
Probably.
on.
You're like,
Yeah.
Microsoft was arranging a tournament for Sony's premier racing
Dude,
simulator.
they are,
And it's
they
like,
are
Village,
switched on. The
dude.
Scandinavians and tech,
So-
I tell you what, bro. They're about it.
So my mom actually used to work at, it was like a daycare for like handicapped kids, and so they get like charities and like you know, contributors and partners to like help them out and like give them you know, free arrangements or like free stuff as like contributing to, you know, that kind of charity, I suppose. And so I guess Microsoft just put it up and we're like, hey, you know, this is cool for the hospital or daycare, so we'll do it.
All right. So we have about 20 minutes left because Interro and KiXSTAR have somewhere to be. So I'm going
not
to...
anymore, actually,
We
by
do?
the way. We're
Oh.
not in a rush anymore.
You're not in a rush?
I-
Sweet. We can get through all of the games.
Yeah.
Wonderful. So this next game is called Benchwarmers. I will give you the name of a relatively unknown esports player from Overwatch or Rainbow Six.
Uh-oh.
Well, this will be
Uh-oh.
embarrassing.
I will also show you... There's no skill involved. I'm going to be honest with you, there's no skill involved in this game. I will also show you all 5 pictures of esports players from the same game and from the same region. And then you guys will all... Your teams both have to take turns. So Team Sideshow will guess first for the first one, then Team Reinforce. Second one, Team Reinforce will guess first, then Team Sideshow. You all have to take turns to guess which player is the real player with that gamer tag, that name.
Oh my
So for the first one,
I'm already confused and we don't even have a visual yet. This is going to be hell for me.
I can't wait.
yeah, this will be great. This is a Spanish Rainbow Six Siege player, a tier 3 player called Biordo. That's Billordo. Biordo. Here are your 5 players. Just pull that in front of the overlay. I've sent it to you in Discord. So number 1, we have Biordo. Number 2, we have Beardo. Number 3, we have I Can Be Your Hero Baby. Number 4, to be Ordo or not to be Ordo, that is the question. And number 5, it's okay to be ordinary. Which one do you guys think it is?
Wow.
So we have to say which
So-
one of these we believe is actually the tier 3 Rainbow Six player Biordo.
Yes, that's correct.
I almost want to say it's the third one because, like, a tier 3 player probably wouldn't have that many great pictures, and that looks like one that's just like a headshot photoshopped on something.
They're all tier 3 Spanish Rainbow Six players.
Oh,
And if you guys
We've had a number of
ruining this.
LANs where Spanish teams have been present. We actually had a pretty big Spanish national league that had some decent sized orgs in it. Believe it or not.
Yeah, no, it is pretty.
Who's guessing? Is this Team Sideshow guessing this one?
Yes. No, you guys both guessed, but Team Sideshow guesses first.
Oh, okay.
So you
Yeah,
both
so
have
tell
to-
us your thought process, though, Mitch. Tell us what you're thinking right now.
Yeah, what do you think?
Are we
away,
competing?
get
Why
away.
would we do that?
So here's what I think. I don't think
confused?
Because Mitch loves to talk, so we know we can get him. Yeah.
I don't think it's. I'm just saying, it sounds like a last name. It sounds like a
I
Latin
hope
last name.
Liquipedia hasn't, because they do have some nice pictures from LANs, and I know that the Overwatch Chinese contenders players I picked for round 2 do not have very nice pictures. So I am worried that Liquipedia lied to me about classifying these guys 8th place finishes in C tier tournaments as, maybe you guys do know.
I mean, I'm gonna be honest with you. There's only one of those people that I actually recognize, so they could be a T anything for all I know.
Sure, fair
All
enough.
right, Kix. Yeah, we're relying on you here.
Yep. Yeah. This is all you.
I feel like I'm letting you guys down here because I recognize I think 2 of those people, but Spanish players are a particular weak spot for me. So
Yeah.
I'm at a little bit of a loss.
All right, here's how we should do this. Me and Matt should have a punt randomly, and if it's one of the players that you recognize, just veto it. And then that way, at least we get to.
That
we
works.
get to.
Okay.
That definitely works.
All right.
What was the player's
Matt, who
name
you
again?
thinking?
Can you say it again?
Biordo.
I'm gonna say it's either
Biordo.
it's either the third picture or the second picture for me.
I was thinking number 2.
I was thinking number 3.
Let's do it then. Number 3 sounds great.
But I
Both of
don't
you guys think it's
recommend.
number 3.
I don't recognize him like that distinctly, and against
let's
Spanish
go for
players.
it.
Let's do 3.
Going for it?
I
Let's go
my
for it.
gut
Number
was
3.
3.
And now, Team Reinforce, would you like to make your guess before I reveal the answers?
All right, Parker, it's all on you, buddy.
Yeah.
I
Come
know
on,
it's
bro.
not number 4. That's about it.
Mitch, you got any ESL experience here coming in clutch?
And we do this game.
I've
Dude,
casted a bunch of
we've
different
casted
games. Never
0
this one.
Spanish teams ever.
Yeah, we
Kix
don't.
and
They
I
don't.
have been
Good,
involved
that's
for over
fine.
3 years.
Good.
We've never casted a Spanish
Perfect.
team.
I promise
Oh,
you.
how have you done
for
this
the
to us?
Overwatch round, I'm gonna pick people that they've never casted too. Don't worry about it.
I mean, they all.
I mean, number 3 is just like, it looks legit. It looks like a pretty terrible headstock
They're
photo.
all they're all
Gamer
competing
photo.
with
I
each other.
don't
Same
feel
level.
that it's number 2. I would say I'm torn between like 3 and 5, but
3 and 5.
Yeah.
So
They
I
both
can
have
be your hero, baby,
glasses.
or it's okay to be ordinary. Sorry, love my.
Oh,
Just rip this
what do
off
you mean
and
they
never
both
mind the
have
bus cops,
glasses?
by the way.
Number 3 and 5 don't have glasses.
Are you okay?
Yeah, they both do.
You okay, Johnny?
Wait,
Yeah,
what?
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 What are you looking
Oh,
at?
What?
Yeah, what the hell are you looking at?
Wait, how?
3 and
I'm
5 have.
sending you-
We count from left to right in the English language.
Yes, from left to right.
Left to right, top to
Oh, he
bottom.
might be looking at it on the stream because it's reversed.
Oh,
Yeah,
look
okay,
in
Oh my
the
god, it's
Discord chat.
reversed. Oh
Yeah,
my
look in the
god.
Discord chat. Oh my god.
Oh, I mean, yeah.
Yeah.
True.
Nah, it's here. It's
Oh,
here.
yeah, okay, there's a picture in chat. Oh my lord.
My apologies, Johnny.
Okay, so you know what's
Oh,
at number
God.
still
4?
doing better than Bren would have
3
been.
or 5? Should we? Here's the question: do we hedge our bets now? If we pick the same one as them, then we either both get it right or we both get it wrong, or do we
I
take
feel
the
like that's
risk?
the play.
Wow, that's so safe and boring.
Do we want to
should
win or
rework
do we
this
want to just
format.
go for glory?
We're
You're
already.
tied up
would you
right
ever-
now.
Oh, we're
Can you
tied.
imagine casting an
Yeah.
esports team
Yeah.
and they play not to win? They play for the draw, like, oh,
Yeah.
snore.
Well,
Resident
we're playing
Sleeper.
not to lose, rather. I don't know.
I don't even remember who they picked.
They picked number.
Probably
well,
3.
yeah, they picked number 3.
I mean,
Fuck
yeah,
it.
I would be down with number 3. The thing is, I feel like Baby Blue also said they came 8th, okay?
Yes.
Do you have a
Right.
headshot like this if you place 8th? Like at a
Yeah,
tournament?
I mean
That
that
was just a
headshot is
random
that headshot
example.
doesn't strike me as being from a tourney organizer. That looks like a
No.
promotional headshot from like Movie Star Riders or Existence or something like that.
I will
Sure.
say there are a lot of overzealous orgs in Rainbow Six that like pick up a team and then go through the process and then just flunk.
Yeah.
Right.
I'm actually I'm thinking it might be number 1. I don't know.
They're
I don't know.
all, like, sort of
So here's the thing,
5th to
I don't
8th
think it's number
teams in
1.
Tier 2 or tier 3 Spanish arsenals.
I mean, maybe it's number 1. I would have
We're
thought
running out
it's
of time. We
either
have
of
to
the 3
decide.
people
yeah,
with
you
headsets,
guys need to.
because then like the tournament would contribute those on like
Okay,
the
fuck
event
it. Fuck it.
stage.
All right. But Parker said number 3 or 5, right?
Sure.
Yeah.
Johnny,
I'm fine with either, Mitch. You want to go number 3?
deferring to your teammate.
I'm down for
Yeah.
number 3.
Surrogate.
All right, let's go number 3 then. Yeah,
Alright,
we'll go with
the
number 3
captain
too.
has decided that it's number 3. Both teams have guessed number 3, and I am pleased to tell you that hedging your bets has worked
Let's
because
go!
number 3 is right.
Oh,
Dude,
yeah.
I'm on fire. I got
There it is.
both
Sorry.
Mitch and Johnny right away, and I got this guy.
Matt's lighting the world up here.
Who
yeah,
is
it
he?
also-
Felt right.
It is movie star right.
Can I Google them now? I'm gonna
You can
Google them.
It was
absolutely
Movie Star
Google them.
Riders?
Yeah, it was movie
Oh,
star
it's Movie
Riders.
Star
It was Movie
And
Star Riders? Let's
one
go.
person in chat knows them. And says you're one of the best.
I
Spanish
deliberately
teams, so the headshot is believable.
deliberately closed chat while we were doing this so that they wouldn't give it
I
away.
don't get any hints.
Thank you guys. All right. So for round 2, this is a Overwatch Chinese contenders player, and their
Oh, we're so
name-
fucked.
Oh boy.
And their name is Win Q. So win, like to win again, and then the letter Q. So I'll just type that in for you so you know what you're looking at.
Win Q.
So we have number 1, win Q. Number 2, all I do is win Q no matter what. Number 3, win will she text me back. Number 4, win wank you off in the bathroom at Denny's. Number 5,
Oh,
and number
can I
5,
be on the
lose
show?
Q.
I don't know. Jesus.
Okay.
And these are all actual contenders players. The
Yes.
same goes for Rainbow Six. Yeah.
I think.
The number 2 pose, it really just strikes me as very much like Chinese contenders. Like, I don't know what it means.
I mean, they all
But
are
like-
Chinese contenders players. I don't know what to tell you. Like, literally, they
Sure.
all are.
That's fair, I suppose. But
I'm pretty certain it's not the female in this photo because I think I know who that is, just because I think
There's more
it's
than
quite
one
notable
female
with
player
how-
in Chinese contenders, as far as I know.
yeah, there's
I think there's 3.
but yeah, it's like
I'm leaning towards number 2 here for no real apparent reason. I would say 3 and 4 could be likely as well. All 5 are likely because they're all facing Chinese contenders, but
4 of them have been on team
You
season.
just said
2 or
everybody's
4 here. I
eligible.
would probably lean 2 or 4 here, I think.
I think I can't glean anything from the name.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know what we're expected to get here.
I really did say there's no skill involved. This is just for a bit of fun.
Parker, who do you think would have the name Win Q out of these 5?
Yeah. Who looks
I feel
fishy?
like it's 2 or 3. I feel like I don't know. 4 and 5 definitely look like they're on the same team. It'd be pretty
Yeah.
brazen to pick 2 people on the same team, but also the perfect fake out.
Yeah.
Because if you know one person on the team, then you would probably know Win Q as well.
4 of them have been on one of the biggest Chinese contenders teams within like the last. But there's no reason, even if you know the player, there's no reason that these guys would have even seen their faces.
I have no idea what any of the faces look like because they don't
Yeah.
even have big LAN events when it comes to
They don't.
the tier 2 scene in Overwatch. So I don't ever see any player faces.
Yeah.
Mitch, any hints here?
I mean, if I had to guess, I don't know why. I would just guess that this person is like a flex support based on their name. I don't know why. It's just a feeling I have.
I would have thought it was an off tank. But,
Oh, really?
Okay.
So
I was gonna
I
say,
don't
Win
If
think.
Win-
I
Q
tell you
strikes me as
if
like-
I tell you what role that they play, would that change your guess?
Probably.
Just looking at their face, do you think people with certain kinds of faces play different kinds of roles in Overwatch?
No. Well,
mean,
maybe
that would be
kind of
very-
people that pull a certain face in a photo. Maybe. I mean, but these are all pretty. Like, I don't think number two seems like, yeah, you know, it's all about me. You know, my
Yeah,
power
that
level's
was-
over 9,000. I'm a
All I do
DPS
is
player,
win,
bro.
win, Q no matter
Yeah.
what.
I mean, it's a bit of a toss-up. I'm gonna be honest with y'all guys. Like, I
The
don't
mother
feel
of your
particularly
child thinks number 4. Uber.
I think it's really. I think it's 3 or 4. I think it's 3 or 4. I don't think it's 1 or 2 at all. 5. I have no idea.
Parker, what do you think?
See, I was thinking 2 or 3. I don't know. The
I would be happy
professional.
doing number 3 as well. But if the answer was 3 2 times in a row, that's metagaming. But
Is it?
Yeah, minus 10 DKP, bitch. I
I
think
don't know.
we
Part of
just
me
wanna-
also wants to say that we haven't talked about 5 yet, and that
5 is kind of handsome.
My
he's got a
Yeah.
great
Yeah,
haircut.
I
He's
feel
got
like
a
number
really good
5
haircut.
I don't think
has,
it matters
like-
this much. I think you guys should just guess, to be honest.
I know.
Yeah.
You guys are
Fuck,
overthinking
fuck
it.
if I know, man. Just
I guess my vote for our guess would be 3.
All right.
yeah.
Wait,
I
what did
said
Ashley
2 or
say?
3,
What
so I
did
think
Ashley
that's
say?
probably.
Did she say
Ashley-
4?
number 3.
Ashley said 4.
I would go with number 3. So we all seem pretty
All
in
right, all right.
unison
The
with number
captain is
3 in a
saying
way.
number
So-
3.
Yeah, 3. We got 3.
So, lock you guys in for number 3, Team Sideshow. Would you guys like to guess now?
Yeah, do you guys have any ideas? Because otherwise I am going to pick semi at random.
My gut tells me number 5.
Yeah,
Really?
I actually was leaning towards number 5 as well. Seems like
Okay.
the kind of person that would.
They're so good looking.
Well, he looks quite humble, so he's contrasting that with an alias that says
No.
I win Q.
Whatever that means.
That's what I'm thinking here.
That's not
What
what
do
I would
you
think at
stand
all.
for
I
in
know
that
the other
name,
team.
Josh?
Jonathan, you're not on my team.
You know what? His teammates are
He
not
screams like
complaining.
rainfall or something. I don't know. Like
Yeah,
something.
like the midnight
Oh my
sun or
God.
something, you know?
Yeah.
Sure.
No, I'm on board with Matt here.
Okay. Number
you on
5
board as
for
well,
Team
Kix?
Sideshow?
I mean, I was thinking the same thing as Mitch. I was thinking 3 or 4. But if you guys want to go 5, then let's do it.
Yeah, let's go for number 5.
All right, so Team Reinforce went with number 3, and Team Sideshow went with number 5, and I can gladly tell you that it is in fact number 4.
I'm in so much
He's a
trouble.
winning team, and he is a support player, although I don't think he's a flag support. I think he's a main support. I might be wrong.
Damn.
Yes, so now the final game, and this is one that you guys have played before. If you've been on the show before, if you've seen it, this game is called All Hail the Algorithm. Both teams get the same
Oh,
prompt.
Christ.
You
Oh,
then have
this
to
one's
select a
good.
different word to go before or after the prompt, and I will check which one is trending higher on Google Trends at the current time. Chat will also guess which one of the two teams they think. Wait, no, I remembered that I deleted that chat interaction because I couldn't figure out how to integrate it. I basically couldn't figure out a way to get them to screw you up. And it's no fun to give them points. They don't deserve points. They already get channel points, losers.
True.
So yes, I will open the Google Trends overlay now. And so your first, we'll do it the same way. I think this time Team Reinforce can guess first. So your first
All right,
term
fair
is
enough.
breach, which is something
Breach.
that exists in R6 and Valorant. You know, games that
Okay.
you're all familiar with. So
Mm.
a word that goes before or after breach.
Oh, dude, can we say the word as well?
Yes, you have to. That is the point of the
All
game.
right. I mean, I think it's sorry. Yeah.
No problem.
Breach tips for sure.
Breach.
Okay, so
tips.
here's the thing. So last time we played this game, it was actually about finding like real life applications to it. So last time the word was jet, I think, but with 2 T's. But there was still like a real life kind of company or like a term for.
I think it was a car called
Yeah,
Jetta.
Volkswagen
Yeah.
Jetta.
The
was
Volkswagen
usually the
Jetta
most.
was by far and away the
But
best.
the
Bro, I'm
problem
not
is you
thinking-
could
I'm
only
not
do
thinking-
something either in front or behind. So you couldn't do Volkswagen Jetta. You could only do Jetta or Volkswagen Jet, and kind of, you know, you can't put stuff on both sides.
Maybe people love guns and stuff on YouTube. Maybe like breach charge or something like that. People want to watch videos of people blowing walls up and stuff. You know.
Parker.
Hot breach is Hot breach is like, wait, what?
What is it?
Valorant
What is so
34,
funny
I
about
think
that?
is.
What do you just
It's a real thing in Siege.
hot breaching is pretty. Yeah, and we used to have a big podcast named Hot Breach. Not that I think that is tons of. But breach charge is a pretty popular one.
Yeah, I think if we go gaming related, right, it's too narrow based on the amount of content that's on YouTube, right? So I agree, like real life applications would like make the most sense, yeah.
Breach and clear.
Yeah,
Is there
That's
any-
two words, technically, right?
Is there any real life kind of like crime thingy, like you're breaching a contract or like breaching something?
Yeah,
in
you can breach
real
the duty
life.
of care, you can breach a confidentiality.
Breach of
agreement.
contract is a big one, but can we do two words, or is it allowed?
No, you can only do
Contract
one
breach?
word
We could just do
before-
of. We could do of.
breach of.
Yeah. I mean, it sounds crazy,
That's
but
slimy. That is so slimy.
Dude, I like
know.
that. I love being slimy.
Yeah.
mean,
Yeah,
you
I kind
gotta-
of like that too. Do we
This
want
is
to
like the equivalent of doing $1 in The Price is Right.
A little bit, a little bit.
I'm in.
I mean, you're free to go ahead and try, see if breach
I mean,
of.
no, we don't have to. It's just, you know, we can. That
Do
is
we
a-
want to be
that is a-
slimy?
I mean, no.
I wanna be
don't think-
slimy.
I don't.
No?
You want
I
to be
just want to
slimy?
be Josh.
Doesn't matter whether you want or don't want to be slimy. You are slimy. It's in your DNA. I can feel
you
it.
guys
You guys are
locking
all
that in?
drawn to the slime.
Are you guys locking that one in?
Breach of?
Yeah. It's up to you.
Mitch Parker, we
Team
feeling good
captain?
about this one?
I like that one. I do. I like it. I thought it was
I don't like it, but
so
I mean,
chicken shit. Let's go with it.
Yeah, I don't want
God.
to do it.
All right.
I don't want to do it.
Breach of is in Team Sideshow. What would you like to do to contend with
So
this?
I was thinking security breach, like stuff with like the elections and all these other things going on of like different things being breached. I was thinking more along the lines of security breach.
I'm trying to think of what people would Google as well, and I think that like contract breach is a good idea because I can imagine a bunch of boomers Googling it to try and figure out if they've, I don't know, breached their contracts. But I like security. Security's a pretty wide open one.
And would you want to put that before or after?
I'd have to go before, right? Security
Before,
breach. I
yeah.
think.
Yeah.
Do you have any
Sure.
ideas, Kix?
Nothing particularly clever, no. I mean, I was thinking like breach guide because it's a, if I'm not mistaken, it's a Valorant character, yeah.
Yep.
Yes.
Yeah.
And he's a particularly, like, he's not complicated, but there's some tricks you can learn with him. So that was a thought I had. Other than that, nothing really.
Yeah, the gaming stuff tends not to pop as much. I'm now thinking of the quote by, is it like Winston Churchill? The once more into the breach, dear friends, or something.
Julius
What is that?
That was
that-
by Henry V, I think.
I thought that was Caesar.
No, that's a Henry. I think it's the 5th or the 4th. Once more into the breach, dear friends, once more.
Ah, right, okay. Yeah, my quotation knowledge is appalling, so... I mean, that's unlikely to come up in Google Trends, though, surely.
I
No.
have
Yeah.
I think security breach is probably the best one.
absolutely beefed this.
Let's... What
I like
are you
security
up to?
breach.
You
I
mean
like security breach.
Sure. You guys may be pleased to know that I have
Johnny and I are
kicked my
merging.
monitor-
Like,
kicked my monitor cable over, which put all of the discords into the other monitor, and now everything is messed up on the stream. It just looks beautiful right now.
Oh,
It's
lucky.
gorgeous.
why is Johnny above Mitch? What is going on?
Honestly.
Get the fuck out. Get out of my fucking brain, bitch. Ah!
He's in your Hollywood Square, dude.
I don't think it's even
Get the
worth
jaws
fixing.
alive.
There you go. I fixed you.
Thanks.
You're welcome. All right, everyone else can stay the way they are. So security breach going in.
Oh god.
Moment of truth. Remember, this is at the current moment.
Oh, there it is.
Breach of the slimy way.
is so
Barely.
slimy.
It's close too.
Oh,
It's
that's so
close. There's
slimy.
a certain
Oh,
point in
dude.
time where, like, spikes in history, like in September 13th, there was there must.
do we
have
get
been a
bonus points for
security
that?
breach. Bonus points? You get points. I don't know if you get bonus points. I mean, it's just regular points. You still win.
Wait. So it measures the peak, not the average. We win, right?
No, the win condition is the amount that it's trending right now, like of the
Oh,
latest,
yeah.
of the
Right,
latest
so
measurement.
We
So
have lost.
Easy.
there's that.
The team
Wah,
reinforced dominance, bro.
And this is the first
Okay.
time
Slime.
that there's a significant lead has been achieved in
Absolute slime balls.
in this game at all.
Yeah, well, you're a loser, so we don't care what losers think.
Just
Two
rude.
games in a
We
row,
won.
Josh. Two game
Alright.
shows in a row.
Your second term. This time Team Sideshow gets to guess first. Your second term is LAN.
Oh.
LAN.
LAN.
I mean, now I'm thinking of like flan. What other words have LAN inside of them? Because you don't have to make it a totally separate word. I mean, I
Land.
don't know. I feel like land, sure. I mean, can we go like land something as well? I don't know. Does it have to? If we add a D onto the end, Baby Blue, do we have to continue that within one word?
I'm going to put it as if you want to add just a D, just a suffix to the word, it has to be at least 3 letters.
Oh, what?
Oh. They got to
What
use
is
of,
this?
and we can't use
Yeah.
one letter.
Of is a separate word.
Yeah, let's do
That's some
let's do
bullshit.
LAN and then space and then D where people fuck it up. Put it into the
Who the hell
search
is
bar.
googling
Wait,
land
you know what?
anyway?
You know what? You know what?
I don't know.
I'll let you do it. Oh, but it's also it's also
There's
no,
a back?
you can be as slimy
What
as you
about-
want, and traditionally in this game you are encouraged to be slimy. So I would.
I thought like
defeats
I
the
yeah,
purpose
think
of not-
lancing boils would be an incredible one.
What is wrong with you?
You know the amount of people who like googling for like weird medical shit, like
my
lancing a
God.
boil would be so high, but I don't. I think that's too much to add to the end.
This is what.
What is wrong
So
with you?
okay, so it can be just part of a word then.
Yes.
That's wild.
It
Oh
can.
god.
Yes, it can be part of a word. What is? I mean, there's got to be better words than just leaving it at like LAN network or something. There's got to be better
I
words.
mean, there's other
Platin?
single letter things that you can do where it's still tech related. I'm not gonna give any hints.
Landscaping.
Landscaping.
I reckon people might Google landscaping.
I will
or
also
landscape
mention,
artist or
I am going
something.
to put LAN in capital letters when I do this, and I don't know if that makes a difference, but
That won't make a difference, I'm sure.
sure. Okay.
Oh, there's got to be someone's name. Is there someone's name like Alan? Like
Landon.
Lancelot.
Lancelot? I can't imagine many people are googling the old Knights of the Round Table these days, but possible. What
I'm
about,
not sure on this one.
What's the the Mandalorian doesn't have LAN in the name, but is there another TV show
The
that has LAN in the
Mandalorian.
name of it?
There's
Not that I know.
Yeah,
of.
maybe we put the
characters.
Landalorian and just hope that people misspell it enough.
Good lord, not the Pagato
Jesus
strategy.
Christ.
It's literally the Pagato all over again.
I think Google Statistics takes the auto-corrected thing anyway, and it always auto-corrects that stuff.
Yes. Also, it's not just searches; it's how it's trending across the internet. Like it trawls the rest of the internet as well. It's not just Google searches.
Yeah.
Are people really talking
Oh,
more
man.
about land on the internet than they are about land or
Oh yeah. I mean, I think
Star Wars
people would
character?
be talking about landscaping. Who's the Star Wars character? Lando.
yeah?
Is that a Star Wars character? I don't.
That
know.
is a Star Wars
Calrissian,
character, but he's not
yeah.
he's not a relevant one right now, but it is a Star Wars character.
Well,
Is there a? I was thinking, is there a sports team that has like a Cleveland, like LAND?
oh, but then you couldn't do it before and after.
Oh,
It has
great
to only be
idea,
in
though.
One direction.
Has to be in one direction.
The Lancaster. Lancaster is a place.
Lancaster's a
starts with
place you
land.
could just go
I
for
mean,
Lancaster.
Lancaster Bomber or Lancaster. I feel like Lancaster isn't a big enough place. to
Just
be
put
able to
caster at the
train.
end.
Oh, so wait, we're saying it has to be at the start of the phrase?
It
could
could be
be-
either at the start or at the end, but not both.
Okay.
Yeah, personally, I'm a fan of Lancaster or landscaping. I'm
Alright.
down for any.
I like
so
landscaping
British.
actually.
Yeah.
No, landscaping makes sense because I feel like people actually want to know stuff about that if they want to do their yard or whatever.
What are you thinking, Matt?
Yeah, I'm good with that one.
All right,
Okay.
so Team Sideshow locking
Yeah,
in
let's go for that.
landscaping with capital LAN. Don't know if that'll make a difference. It has not made a difference. Would Team Reinforce?
What about a famous what about this thing about a famous person, right? What about Alan Rickman? Can we do that? Because
No, they would only be able to do Alan.
You would only
Oh,
be
we
able
can't?
to do Lan Rickman
Yeah.
or Alan.
I mean, they also ignored a big one like Lance from like Lance Armstrong.
Yeah,
but-
that's true.
That's true.
Okay.
And
Would that
also,
be trending
just the
higher
word
right now?
Lance. The word Lance is it's not just a person's name. It's also like a type of weapon. It's also like a procedure.
What about?
There's also
language.
language.
Whoa.
What about just something
Yeah,
like
that's a big
it's a
one.
Google search, right? What about just LAN cable? And bear with me on this one, because people right now, especially during lockdown, are probably trying to upgrade their little setups. They probably don't know how where they can buy a LAN cable or whatever.
They
But
don't
they
call
want
it LAN
internet
cable. They
cable.
call it Ethernet cable.
That's
or
true. It is an
Internet or Ethernet or LAN cable.
Also,
like,
I
Yeah,
will
I don't
say,
think they'd call
you
it
can totally game
dividing
the
it.
system by working what a current trend is likely higher to be. Like, they just went with landscaping, and this graph is relative. It's not absolute, so it doesn't matter that I'm showing you this. But look, if we did this exact same thing between November 8th and to November 14th that week, so last month, landscaping had a huge spike.
it was for the
What
election.
happened?
I don't know what happened.
What was going on
Last
there?
month,
Four seasons
in the
landscaping
world of
thing. Everybody
landscaping.
started
No, that was
Googling
like-
it.
Oh, yeah, the Four
Wait, why
Seasons
can't we just
landscaping,
type in?
Yeah,
what
those are
about
true.
England?
Was 4 seasons.
Can't we just do
landscaping?
England?
No, but you have to do England.
Oh,
There's
England.
no D
right.
at the end.
No, okay.
Why
So
do we? Right.
if landscaping trends higher than language on Google,
Or languages. I think language is to me, the big one.
Language?
is
Yeah.
Language,
the
I think, is
obvious
gonna.
go-to here.
What?
It's the obvious go-to here. I wouldn't be
I think
comfortable
language
with
is
any other
it.
word, I think.
Okay,
I was
I'm
so
happy
hoping
with
they
that.
wouldn't say anything.
That seems broad. Yeah.
Alright.
Yeah.
Let's go with that.
It's Team Reinforce locking in language.
Yeah.
Everyone
Let's
seems okay
give
with
it a
it. Yeah, let's do
shot.
it. Easy
Language
win.
absolutely
Jesus
demolishes
Christ.
Absolutely
landscaping. Not
pooed
even
on,
close.
dude.
I
Unreal.
do, out of curiosity, I want to check if having that as a capital letter makes a difference. I misspelled it like a buffoon. The capital letter
It hurts
does
me
not
that
make a
Josh wasn't
difference.
here to watch it happen in front of his eyes.
That's
Yeah.
fine. He's
You
used
just
to
wanted
it.
to
left.
humiliate him.
I will say Lando is both an active F1 driver and never mind. Not even close to language or landscaping, but he's both a Star Wars
Where was
character
it?
and
What was
an F1 driver.
Lance?
So Lance is also one that I wanted to check, and Lance would have lost to landscaping by just one.
So
point.
language just crushed.
Language crushed.
Language, incredible.
absolutely
Oh,
crushed.
Absolutely dominant.
You got annihilated.
God,
Yeah.
language was such a good idea. Park.
Yeah.
As soon as you
Saw
said
your
that, I
face.
knew it was going to dominate.
Yeah, that's quite brilliant. All right, well, that has done it. And what a decisive victory right at the end, just in the, whatever this game is called. What was it? All Hail the Algorithm? Sure, yeah, I'm the one who came up with it. I remember these things. With that last addition of points, Team Reinforce has defeated Team Sideshow 26-22. Thank you all for coming so much. I knew this would be a blast.
Let's go.
again. I'm so glad I did it.
Look
and
at
thanks for
Reinforce's face. His PC crashed, and now he's just stuck looking like that.
Did his PC
That's just
crash?
him.
Yeah,
that's
his
just
PC
him
crashed. Put it in the chat.
satisfied with his victory. Just gonna take a screenshot of that and just leave that for forever. Wonderful. He's not even able to celebrate with his teammates. Unfortunate for him. Thank you
Unlucky.
everyone for the subs and resubs and all the follows. I think I have Serious Dogstar, Partly Cloudy, and Catherine James C. Kink, and Balls McWalls to thank. So thank you all for the subs and all of the follows. I will definitely be doing more. There was a big gap between the first episode and the second episode because I had like 16 to 20 hours of work every day for a solid month, which was a nightmare. But that's over now. It's the holidays. I hope everyone has a wonderful time. Good luck with your event that's no longer happening, Kix and Interro.
They were qualifier matches today, and we were gonna see about casting them, but nobody's available. Everybody's scrimming tonight, so.
I see. The world of esports. Incredible. Thank you all for coming. I will definitely be doing more. Please stay in touch. Reinforce's PC has officially crashed, and he's now left the call, which means that this overlay's messed up again.
Hold on,
That'll
Josh,
be-
bring your head back.
Yeah, just do impersonations of each other.
Yeah, hello.
Everything's broken now. Uber is Sideshow. Kix still Kix. This is just a mess. Thanks for coming. I'm gonna end stream. Bye, guys. I'll post an announcement for the next episode.
Thank you very much.
Thanks
Yeah, thanks for having
See
me.
you guys.
See you, fam.